Back at United Wireless Arena alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff, your Stewart Plumbing pregame show. Get set for the 5-2 Dodge City Law in second place in the CIF South. And then you have Salina the Liberty at 2-5. Coming off back-to-back losses, they are 2 games out of the final playoff spot in the Northern Division. Let's go ahead and check tonight's starting lineups. First, we meet the Dodge City Law offensive starters.
Derek Primetime Bernard, quarterback, Sioux Falls State University.
Dominique Carson, running back, Sioux Falls State University.
Maurice Young, receiver, Tennessee State.
Daniel McKinney, wide receiver, City College of San Francisco.
Brandon Vincent, wide receiver, Illinois State.
Jamar Seed, O-line, Highland Community College. Christian Tosongo, center, Bacon College.
D'Angelo McCray, University of Memphis, offensive line.
There's the offensive starters for Sean Ponder. Let's meet the other side of the ball.
Harold Love, defensive lineman, the great Bethune-Cookman University.
Lou Van Green, CLL Junior College, D lineman.
Marquise George, defensive end, the Jacksonville State University.
Jacory Quarterman, Bacon College, linebacker.
Dwayne Autry, free safety, Bethany College. Cash from Thomas, West Texas A&M, defensive back.
E.J. Johnson, DB, Rockford University.
Corey Stantz, University of St. Francis, cornerback.
There's the offense and defensive starters for Sean Ponder as the captains are at midfield. We'll get Salina's starting lineup here in just a second. First, we go to Ross for the keys to tonight's game. And I would almost figure that somewhere in there, you got to stop Joe Casanavoy.
Without a doubt, Mike. Actually, that's what I was sitting there thinking about that. But I'm going to go key number one is obviously DC. I tell you, Dominic Carson is a very special player. We talked about that. Thing is, though, that you get that offensive line, give him some space, he's going to do some damage. Castavoid, Mike, number 2. This guy is a tough nut. Tough to match up against, makes the catch. Like I said, he's just a guy that's going to be tough to bring down. He's a big dude that can catch the ball, Mike. He has really created some problems for us over the last couple of years. It's been a very tough matchup for us. And then, Mike, I'm going to go with the defense again because we've got to get this defense rocking and rolling. They're going to bring it up, and it looks like this defense is starting to tighten things up just a little bit, getting better and better as the season goes on. This ought to be a fun game. Mike, I'm going to throw a little caveat in here, too, just real quick, like see if Bernard wants to get that little bit revenge tone, if you will, because really he didn't play well at Salina. Really I think they gave him a little bit of look, like I said, and I think that he gave some things away also. But we know that Bernard is a very high-quality quarterback. This guy will put things back together again and get really going. And I know that he's wanting to rip and get after this Liberty team.
Dodge City won the toss. They elect to receive. Let's check the Salina starting defense first. And for the Liberty, up front, Brandon Harrell, who gave Dodge City plenty of fits. The one-time K-State player had one defensive end. And then Micah Collins on the other side, 6'2", 260 from Bethany. Tyrone Saunders in the middle of that defensive line. And we'll also see a little bit of Chris Washington. On the corners, Corey Dunbar, who played at Sterling, and then Isaiah Barfield, who's been a Salina lifer since the inception of his franchise. Brock Long, who gave Dodge City, you want to talk about fits, double-digit tackles, was all over the place, had a forced fumble recovery, and an interception in the game the last time these two teams played. And also we'll see a lot of Trey Walker tonight, just signed this week, the Olathe, Kansas product, who played at Kansas State. The safeties, Justice Scales and Ira Autry. And quickly on the other side, offensively for Salina, Derek Eshelman and Alfonso Dixon, the offensive guards. Chikizi Ukuje is the starting center. And then the wide receivers, Joe Casanavoy, Pelton Small. Zach McLean is out of this game, so we'll see a little bit of Ed Smith, who is also a question mark coming in, so pick your poison.
Well, Mike, we had great opportunities, there in Salina. Just couldn't get the deal done, and Salina played well. Just give hats off to them, too. Really, I thought their defense really did a great job. Brock Long was a guy that you and I noticed after the ball game. This guy was a major cog in their defense and actually got rewarded for Defensive Player of the Game week in the CIF after that ball game.
Mention also that Keon Wallace, the former Dodge City Law quarterback, is the starting quarterback for Salina. And Ed Smith, again, a game-time decision, is officially the starting tailback. We'll also see Trey Walker on offense for Salina. Dodge will be moving from right to left. Salina will kick it away. Giorgetti has it on the tee, swings his leg through and angles one up the right sideline. And it bounces out of bounds at the 10. Cashman Thomas was the one back deep for Dodge City. So the Law will start 1st and 10, moving right to left at their own 10-yard line. And this is the offense that if you look at any statistic on the offensive side of the ball, Dodge City is ranked at the top or near the top, specifically talking about the running game. #1 in the league in rushing yards, #2 in rushing attempts, and then #1 in rushing touchdowns, and also tops in yards per carry at 5.7. 1st and 10 on the right hash, moving right to left for Dodge City, wearing the gray pants, the yellow jerseys, and the charcoal helmets. Jamar Seard, an eligible tight end left. Bernard in the shotgun, a 2x2. Carson in a slot left. Bernard takes a knee-high snap, quick drop, slides to his left, throws it left, up the sideline, coming back to make the catch. Here's Ricardo Johnson, who came back forward against Dunbar, and he makes the catch at the Salina 22. So on the first play from scrimmage, it gains 18 and a long first down.
Did not bring the linebacker in that time. Gave Bernard plenty of time right there, and a good job that time by Johnson coming back for the football and making the catch.
1st and 10 Law. They back it up to the 23 of Salina, gain of 17. They go a fade route up the slot left, up the numbers at the 5. Dominique Carson was tripped inadvertently by Justice Scales, but that'll be a pass interference for Dodge City and move the ball inside the 20.
Carson going to come down, basically just do a little stop and then use his speed to take off. They're going to be wide open downfield. Mike, actually, that's penalty. Nice play there by the defense, because this was going to go for a touchdown to Carson.
Salina, the 3rd most penalized team in the league. And it is on Justice Scales. Scales victimized Bernard, that big end zone interception in the 3rd quarter, the first time these two teams met. Just underway, opening drive for Dodge City. They're moving right to left. Salina won the matchup 3 weeks ago, back on April 9th at the Bicentennial Center, 44-37. Put the ball at the 18-yard line after the penalty. 1st and 10 from there. Ball on the left hash. Dodge moving right to left. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Carson off the left hip of Bernard, gets the carry. Stutter step up the middle, bouncing right. And he's tackled by Brandon Harold, just inside the numbers at the 17-yard line. That's a gain of maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Brandon might be a little bit slowed up this year, Mike. Last year, a big-time player, really cost the Law a game last year. Just had a huge game, 2 games against the DC Law.
Harold from East St. Louis, Illinois. 2nd and 9, right hash Law at the Salina 17 with 3 receivers left. Quick screen left, caught by Carson at the numbers. And he surges inside the 10, hit at the 9, falls forward near the 7-yard line. And Barfield comes up to make the stop. They'll mark it down at the 7. That's a gain of 10 on 2nd down and 9 and move the sticks.
Mike, that is a great play right there. Like the play call, basically just set up a gate, if you will, over here. And he was able to get into that pocket, make that catch, and go right up through that pocket. All 4 players for DC Law did a great job of blocking their man, gave him that little space. 1st down, Law.
Barfield made that stop. He's 2nd on the team in tackles, coming in with 33. 1st and goal from the 7. Bernard takes the snap, zone option play, keeps it running left, tucks it away with the left hand. And he's towards the sideline, and he tumbles inside the 5. And upended by Dunbar at the 5, so a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and goal, Law from the 5 of their opening drive.
Mike, you got to look also at Bethany graduate too. Collins on that play right there. Defensive end really didn't get sucked into the inside that time. Bernard on that fake generally can suck the defensive end, but he stayed home, was able to come to the outside, and also help Dunbar on the tackle.
Collins, who you mentioned, signed back on March 10th, did not play in the first 3 games. 2nd and goal, Law, moving right to left. Their opening drive with 12:20 left in the first quarter. And Sean Ponder has to burn a timeout, as he didn't have, at least he didn't like what he saw, and then gave the play to Bernard. He started walking towards the huddle, then he called him back. So a timeout called here on this opening drive. And if you're just tuning in, the Law started from their own 10. First play from scrimmage, it was Bernard to Ricardo Johnson for a 17-yard gain. Johnson's 3rd catch in a Law uniform. He started the season in San Angelo, so a 1st down to the Salina 23. A pass interference call on Justice Scales. From there, Carson was stuffed for only a yard, gains 10 then on 2nd down and 9 when Bernard hits Carson. And then a 1st and goal at the 7, gains 2 yards on the run by Bernard. So now it's 2nd down and goal from the 5, left hash. Dodge moving right to left. Brandon Benson goes right with Daniel McKinney. With a pistol eye, Jamar Seard is the tight end left. Carson behind Bernard. He takes the snap, turns, hands for Carson. Breaks the tackle at the 5, but he steamrolls across the goal line. Touchdown, Dodge City. Broke a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. 5-yard score for Dominique Carson, his 12th of the year, and Dodge City has the lead early.
Mike, there's that term that called speed kills. That time he was able to come to a complete stop. Collins did a great job. Collins comes in there, right there, has him in his sights. Carson comes to a complete stop, pops a little bit to the inside, able to outmaneuver him. Collins just basically whiffs on the play because Carson's just so fast, very athletic move, and then gets that touchdown. What a great play.
5 plays, 40 yards in 2 minutes and 43 seconds. The opening scoring drive is Jared Wood on for the extra point for Dodge City. Bernard will hold it. The snap is back. It bounces back to Bernard. He fields it nicely, spins the laces out, and Jared Wood boots it through. 12-17 remaining first quarter. Loss 7, Liberty nothing on Z98. 12-17 left first quarter alongside Ross Miller. Mike Pilosoff back at United Wireless Arena. Opening touchdown drive, 40 yards, takes almost 3 minutes off the clock, and Carson punctuates it with his 12th rushing touchdown of the year, 7-0 Dodge City.
Mike, that's big. Get that opening drive and just take it right down. Get that touchdown.
Barfield back deep. He's 5th in the league in kickoff return average. Instead, it's Cassinavoid from his own 11. Left side numbers down the sideline into plus territory. And he's finally tripped up by Jared Wood, Dwayne Autry at the Dodge City 17-yard line. So good return by Cassinavoid, 22 yards. And that's where Salina will start 1st and 10.
Mike, got to wonder if Cassinavoid has ever, when he's running with the football, has ever been tackled for a loss. Now, I understand that you can go catch the ball behind line of scrimmage and some guy's right there and tackles you, but this guy is a big cat, able to get some positive yardage.
Ed Smith, who was a game-time decision, is out there on the first play for a sequence of plays. And it is Derek Reset, not Keon Wallace, getting the start, we believe, at quarterback. We are assuming we will see the former Dodge City Lost signal caller at some point. 1st and 10, Salina down 7-0, moving left to right. On the left hash at the Dodge 17, Reset in the pistol, Smith behind him. Trey Walker is a receiver right with Cassinavoid. Kelton Smalls goes left. Helmet high snap, 3-step drop, sliding left, Reset, sidearms a throw, and it's scooped up, moving right to left. Cassinavoid on a crossing pattern, makes the catch at the 5, hit there, and then fall forward. E.J. Johnson makes a knee-high tackle for Dodge City. They'll mark him down at the 5. That's a gain of 12 on 1st down. It's 1st and goal.
Mike, I'm going to say that Salina, wasn't really impressed with RaceNet. Just seemed like that team did everything well to help RaceNet. Right there was a nice pass. Waited and waited to Cassinavoid, cleared, coming across the middle there, and threw it low.
Dixon a tight end left. 1st and goal, Salina at the 5, left hash, moving left to right. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Reset in the pistol. Behind him and offset is Walker. Helmet high snap, hand to Walker. Off right guard, cuts it back left, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown Salina as he drags E.J. Johnson across the chalk. A 5-yard rushing touchdown for Walker, who was just signed on Wednesday. And the Liberty a PAT away from tying it up.
Mike, they did a little twist down there, if you want to call that, where they had one of the tackles able to pull out from the center and move right on around. Mike, really just a good job blocking scheme right there, Wise, able to open a hole up for Walker.
Jetty will come on for the extra point. Salina doesn't take them long to respond, but was helped out with that 22-yard kickoff return by Cassinavoid. And Ross, we've talked about this where special teams caused problems last year. You think about every game that the opponent has been in it against Dodge City, it's been because of field position.
Start at the DC Lost 17-yard line.
Giorgetti on for the extra point. The snap is back. The placement by Reset is good. And Giorgetti drills it. He is now 24-32 on PATs this season. 10:55 left first quarter. Salina ties the game at 7 here on Z98. We were warned that Trey Walker would be all over the field tonight, and he lines up in the backfield, and he's into the end zone. Has only been on the roster for 2 days. Giorgetti will kick it away 7-all with 10:55 to go, and an errant kick by Giorgetti up the sideline as McKinney was the short man back. Thomas was deep. And that was kicked directly out of bounds. And they're going to mark this one off. Great starting field position for Dodge City when it's all said and done.
Right in the middle of the midfield at the 25, Mike.
Put it at the midfield stripe. 1st and 10 from there, Dodge City 7-all with 10:51 to go in the first half. First quarter.
That's just a kick that just got away. But the thing is, though, Mike, I tell you what a great crowd we have here for start of a game. Way to go, DC Law fans.
A little bit late arriving, though, right?
Still coming.
1st and 10 Law moving right to left. Left hash at midfield. Carson off the left hip of Bernard. McKinney left, 2 receivers go right. 2 in high motion as Bernard takes a knee-high snap. 3-man rush, rolls right, under pressure at the numbers, and then just throws it away. The one in pursuit was Micah Collins. Now, Salina comes in. They only have 3 sacks this year. Incidentally, one of those came against Dodge City in the first time these two teams met. 2nd down and 10.
Smart play by Bernard, Mike. You look downfield, there was nobody available. You can sit there and try to lob it out there and try to force one in, gets picked off. But a smart play there. Understand you have 3 more downs. Went ahead and tossed it away. Someone got a souvenir.
10:05 remaining first quarter. 7-all, 2nd and 10 Law. Left hash moving right to left at midfield. Ricardo Johnson left, 3 receivers right. Bernard takes the chest-high shotgun snap. 3-man pressure, looks, fires deep down the middle in the end zone, and it's broken up. Looking for McKinney. Knocked away by Ira Autry, his first PBU of the year, and that'll make it 3rd and 10.
Well, when he made the cut, Mike, in the end zone, McKinney had his man beat. Ball held up just a little bit on Bernard, letting the defense able to slip in there and knock the ball away. Goes ahead and goes just a little bit more on that. That's going to be a touchdown to McKinney on the cut.
Autry is the Bethany record holder in the outdoor long jump, 24 feet, and the outdoor relay in the 4x2. 3rd and 10, Dodge City. Left hash moving right to left at midfield, tied at 7, 9:15 to go in the first. 4 receivers go right, 2 in high motion. Bernard takes a waist-high snap. Quick drop, stands in, rolls to his right at the numbers. With a ball fake, keeps it running right inside the 20 and slammed into the wall up the right sideline by Micah Collins at the Salina 17. That gains 8 on 3rd and 10, so it'll be 4th and 2.
Saga might have got away with just a little bit of a hold right there. Mike didn't hold on long, just enough to give Bernard get to the outside. Nice smart play right there by Bernard too, looking downfield, trying to hold up the defense by still having that ball in his hand and looking to pass it, and then just takes off. Nice play.
Collins played at the same junior college that Daniel McKinney did, City College of San Francisco. He was in on that last stop. 4th and 2 Law, right hash moving right to left at the Salina 17. Dodge City 9 of 17 on 4th down this year. That's 3rd best in the league. Play clock at 8, game clock at 8:20. Now they're shifting offensive linemen. Under center is Bernard with his straight-up eye. Takes the snap, hands for Carson. Dancing right, has a first down. Breaks the tackle 10, bouncing to the numbers 5, and he's inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line, ridden out of bounds by Isaiah Barfield down at the 3. That's a gain of 14 on 4th down and 2.
Mike, we put only a 325-pound dude in the backfield, and that is Love. And Love comes up there and just makes the initial tackle right there. Great job right there. Tackle, good block there by Love. And that's all Carson had to do is read off that block, get that first down, but then he took a little bit more there. Nice play.
5th play of the drive, 1st and goal. Dodge City right hash at the 3. Under center, Bernard with his straight-up eye. Love is the fullback. Ricardo Johnson in motion. Hands to Carson with a stutter step right. Hit at the line and then falls forward for a couple. Brock Long, who had 13 tackles the last time these two teams play, make the tackle on the right hash at the 1. That's a gain of 2. It's 2nd down and goal.
Liberty defensive 3 right now are doing a great job. We're having a hard time holding that block, getting that little extra space right there for Carson on that play.
7:10 to play in the first. 7-all. Dodge City on the move, right to left. Right hash at the 1. A 2nd down and goal. It's the 6th play of the drive. They've moved it 24 yards from midfield to the 1. Brandon Benson wide right. Daniel McKinney to the near side left. Under center, Bernard. Love, the fullback. Dominique Carson with his hands on his knees. The red gloves is the tailback. Hand to Harold Love. Good luck stopping that. Broke a tackle once, then twice. Cut back left. Touchdown, Harold Love from a yard out.
I tell you, Harold gets the ball, and really he was met at the line, but I don't think that the defensive lineman knew that Harold had the ball. Did a great job holding on to it, Mike. Went ahead and powered right on into the end zone, and then once Harold got there, old Twinkle Toes went ahead and finished it off right there with his little dance. I love that.
Twinkle Toes, huh? I know you've been searching for a name over the last couple of weeks. think he'll mind twinkle toes?
Well, I mean, just the way he's able to move, but still don't call her the Professor Love or Love-Tron or Love Me Do.
Jared Wood on for the extra point. The snap is back. The placement is good. And the end over end kick is perfect. 6 plays, 25 yards in 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Harold Love, a touchdown run from a yard out. Dodge City 14, Salina 7 with 6:41 to go in the first on Z98. 6:41 remaining here in the first quarter alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilasov. Dodge City has touchdown runs from Dominique Carson and Harold Love. They lead 14-7. Salina's touchdown coming on their opening drive after a 22-yard kickoff return by Cassinavoy, capped off by Trey Walker, the one-time Kansas State linebacker, a 5-yard rushing touchdown. But it's 14-7 Dodge City.
Mike, I like the way that we're able to answer back. We come down, get a touchdown, they take it right down, get a touchdown also. We get good field position, take advantage of it. Gotta love it.
Salina's been in pretty much every game that they've played. 4 games decided by 6 points or less. One of those, they won in overtime against Chicago, and another one they lost on a last-second field goal by Omaha. Wood has it on the tee, and end-over-end kick will go at the 1-yard line, fielded by Isaiah Barfield. Left side numbers to the 10. Bounces off one man with a flag down on the opposite side of the field. And he's twisted down at the 11-yard line by E.J. Johnson after a 10-yard return. And we'll take a look at the Hanky, which is sitting back at the 13.
Mike, that is a great kick that time by Jared Wood. Able to get it up high enough, right at the end zone. Able to get it. And Mike, we were able to get down there right around the 10-yard line. That's great, great kick.
Holding call against Salina will put the ball back inside the 10. And when they mark it off, it's inside the 7-yard line. It'll be first and 10 just across basically the 6.5 for the Liberty. Salina has led at the half or later in 5 of their 7 games. Only twice they didn't. And that was against Wichita, which they blew a 13-0 lead early, and Sioux City when they led 16-13 in the first quarter. They've been in pretty much every game this season. Rissette's still in there in the pistol eye on 1st and 10 from his own 7. Hands to Trey Walker, starts up the middle, spins to his left, and he's bottled up. Delaney Dolbar came up to fill the hole, but Harold Love and Lou Van Green are the ones that finished him off. That is a loss of 1.5 yards back to the 5. It's 2nd down and a long 11, close to 12. We should mention, Ross, no Eric Banford this week because he's got a CFL tryout.
How about Castor being in the backfield, also trying to create a hole right there, but nothing there. And, you know, I know that Walker's a very good athlete, Mike. It's getting back into that mode of running the football again. He was always on the defensive side through his college years. 2nd down and 11. Left hash just across their own 5. Salina moving left to right. Risette in the gun, takes a wide snap. Trap handoff running left to the numbers is Walker. Twisting and turning. And he's outside the numbers across the 10. Brought down by Harold Love and Marquise George at the 12. It's a gain of 6. It's 3rd and 5. And you can see Trey Walker is an athlete, Mike. You know what? Maybe not used to running the football quite yet. Still running almost straight up, Mike. Really not down in that low position. Got to keep an eye out for the football also, Mike. He ran it with it to the inside right there. That's a ball that we're going to be able to strip if he's going to carry it to the inside instead of the outside when he's meeting somebody for a tackle. 3rd and 5, Salina left hash flipping left to right at their own 12, down 14-7 with 5 to play in the first. Twins right. Risette in the shotgun. A wingback right is Cassinavoy. Toss sweep right to Walker. Gets the edge. Cuts it back left, and he's buried. Marquise George, Lou Van Green finished him off. Back to the 9. That's a loss of 3. And for Marquise George, his 2nd tackle this season for loss. They'll put it at the 10. Loss of 2. It's 4th and 7. Great job, Johnson, Stamps. I mean, just you can name all the yellow shirts right there. Really set up a great wall. Read the play very well. And then rallied to the ball. Excellent. Nice job there by the defense.
Giorgetti will come out for a long field goal attempt. They'll put this down at the 3-yard line. So this will be from 55 yards out. Risette will hold. Cashman Thomas is back deep for the return. Late getting off the field was Justice Scales for Salina. The play clock at 14. Giorgetti this year, his long was 49. He's 5 of 15 this season. Ball on the right hash. Snap is back. The placement is good. The end-over-end kick floating towards the uprights. Short. Bobbled on the back wall by Thomas, and he couldn't hang on to it. And Dodge City will start at the 5-yard line, so the kick no good by Giorgetti. And Dodge City has it back up 14-7, Ross, with 3:49 left in the first.
Nice kick, though, by Giorgetti. He had some leg on it, Mike, but I tell you what, I was going to say that Thomas is a dangerous guy to be kicking the ball to back there. He's got great speed. He's able to come up with that, Mike. He's got a lot of space coming down. And like I said, Thomas, you put him one-on-one situation out in an open field, he's generally going to win it.
3:49 to go, first quarter, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Philosoph. Dodge 14, Salina 7. 2 touchdowns, one by Dominique Carson, the other one a plunge by Harold Love. Love also has a tackle for loss in this game. And then you look at Salina's lone touchdown, Trey Walker, the utility man, a 5-yard rushing touchdown. But Salina Howell has a missed field goal from 55 by Giorgetti. And Dodge takes over, 1st and 10 for their own 5. Mo Young, who was signed 2 weeks ago, in with McKinney and Vincent all right. Carson behind Bernard, who's under center on 1st and 10. Play action, Bernard. Plenty of time. Zips one down the middle on a post pattern for Young, and it skips 5 yards shy of his intended target. Young was at the 10 of Salina. It bounced at the 15. Dunbar and Barfield back in coverage at 2nd down and 10.
Mike, I tell you what, 3 white shirts back on that play. Good thing that he underthrew that, because he throws that, gets that in the air. It's going to be intercepted, though. But just a nice job by the offensive line. Give him a little bit of time there, but Mike looked like that ball came off his hands. Might have lost the grip on that when he threw that one.
2nd down and 10 for Dodge City for Bernard. He's 2 for his first 5, 27 yards. Ball on the left hash. Dodge moving right to left. To the near side left is Mo Young wearing the visor in front of his helmet. 2 receivers go right, including McKinney. Bernard, a hard snap count, takes a knee-high snap. Here comes the blitz, throws one outright, and it's caught by Brandon Benson. His helmet came off on a shoulder-high tackle by Barfield. That's a gain of 16 to the 21 and a 1st down for Dodge City.
I don't think it was malicious by Barfield. Like I said, it's just a good job of keeping Vincent in front of him, and then Vincent being a very big receiver, Mike, makes a nice catch right there, starts heading upfield. He just got his hands up just a little bit too high on Brandon.
Benson went the first 5 weeks without a touchdown, has scores in back-to-back games. 1st and 10 Law, right hash, moving right to left, up 14-7 for their own 21. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Trap handoff, and Carson fumbles. Loose on the turf, and Salina's got it. The Liberty have the football. Justice Scales, who had an interception the last time these 2 teams played, picks it up at the Dodge City 15. And for the Law, it's their 16th turnover of the season. That's most in the league.
Well, Mike, really can't tell. It looked like it might have been a low handoff going there, or Bernard was still trying to pull it out as Carson was just starting to light up the Jets. But the ball goes on the field. We are in no position whatsoever. White shirts had that surrounded. Turnover, DC Law.
2 minutes to play, first quarter. Big break for Salina. They have it back down 14-7 at the Law 15 on Z98. 2 minutes to play, first quarter, 14-7 Dodge City, although they just gave it away in a fumble by Carson that was recovered by Justice Scales, Ross. And you look at the turnover differential, that last giveaway, they're now -4 is Dodge City in the turnover department. 2nd worst in the league. In fact, these 2 teams bottom half of the league when it comes to turnovers.
Ouch. That's all I'm going to say about that, because we've been driving the first 2 possessions, Mike. We just drove it right down the field. There he's trying to start setting some things up. Just made a nice little catch, get down the field there with Brandon, and then have that fumble occur, and really had no chance of actually picking that thing up.
All right, so now if you're the defense, I mean, how do you can't hang your hat. Can't hang your head low, because we saw that what happened last time these 2 teams played in the second half, Ross, where Salina forced 3 straight turnovers and blew the game open.
Got to keep an eye on Castlevoid again, Mike. Like I said, he's just a tough matchup. Big dude to the outside. He's just a guy, like I said, that he's 6'6", Mike, 265.
Pelton Smalls will go wide left. In a slot left is Ed Smith. He was a question mark with an ankle injury coming in. Reset remains in at quarterback with 2 receivers right. So 4 wide on 1st and 10 Liberty at the Dodge City 15 on the right hash, moving left to right. Right foot in front of his left, wide snap to Reset. Pass over the middle is broken up. Coming free was Ja'Cory Quarterman. He got his hands on it. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Castavoid was open as he came across there to Mike. That was his target. But a great job by Quarterman. Comes up as soon as Racinette throws his arm up to pass the ball. Quarterman gets his hands up, able to bat the ball. Nice play.
Quarterman, who began the season in Salina, played 2 games, got hurt, had 7 tackles, half for loss. And now he's back reunited with his old team, Dodge City. 2nd and 10, right hash. Salina down 14-7 with 1:20 to play in the first. At the law 20, Reset in the gun. 4 receivers stacked right. Lifts his right leg, calls for the ball. And this play is blown dead. Flag flies at the 15-yard line. Maybe a procedure penalty against Salina.
Victor Ortiz fighting tonight. Garden City product. National television, I believe on Fox, I think. 5 years ago, he and Brito had a big-time fight, Mike. Might have been even called Fight of the Year, I believe. It was judged Fight of the Year. They're going to go after each other again tonight.
We got. Put your money on Ortiz?
Yeah, you know what? Victor's a solid guy. Like I said, he ended up winning that last fight, the time that these two guys hooked up, but it was just a war between the two.
Speaking of wars, that's basically described perfectly the first 13 minutes plus of this one. 1:10 to play in the first. Procedure penalty on Salina puts the ball back at the Dodge 20, so a 2nd and 15, right hash. Liberty moving left to right. Dixon an eligible tight end left. And the same formation with 4 receivers, Smith, Smalls, Walker, and Casadavoid stacked right against 2 defensive backs. Back to throw, Reset out of the shotgun. Back pedals, throws up the seam. He's got a man. It's caught by Walker, and he tumbles inside the 5 down near the 1-yard line. Courtney Sanders with the dreadlocks waving out of the backside of his helmet makes a knee-high tackle at the 1. That's a gain of 19 on 2nd down and 15.
That's a nice play by Salina right there. Gave him plenty of time to throw. Racinette looking down, and then goes to the side right there as Walker heads down the field, then pulls up, Mike, and starts to come across here at the 5-yard line. Bang, the ball's right there.
Walker has the only score for Salina in this game, a rushing touchdown. 1st and goal from the 1, 20 seconds remaining in the first. Pistol on, Reset motions Walker out. Takes the snap, hands for Casadavoid. He is bottled up, running left. Started right, slid back to his left. Love and Marquise George finish him off at the 5. That's a loss of 4, and that'll be the final play of the opening quarter. So Salina on the doorstep following the turnover, the fumble by Dominique Carson. And that's the final play of the opening quarter. Dodge City 14, Salina 7. When we come back, it'll be 2nd down and goal. Salina from the Dodge 5, down 7 on Z98. 1 quarter complete from United Wireless Arena in Dodge City alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. Law 14, Salina 7. 3 tackles for loss in that first quarter for Dodge City. 1 by George, 1 by Harold Love, and then Lou Van Green in on that party as well. It'll be 2nd and goal, Salina from the 5, down 7. Quick first quarter numbers. Law 4 first downs, Liberty 2. Total yards, Dodge City 70, Salina 35. On the ground, Dodge City 8 carries for 27, Salina 5 for 4. But the big number 1, that's the number of turnovers Dodge City had on the fumble by Dominique Carson. That is the reason why Salina has the ball now moving right to left on the left hash, and a 2nd and goal, down 7 at the Dodge 5.
Great job there by Quarterman, Mike. He read the play very well. He just came right in there and ran right into Castavoid. A lot of yellow shirts in that backfield.
Castavoid will line up as a tight end on the line of scrimmage. And then behind him is Alfonso Dixon. Reset on 2nd and goal in the shotgun with offset backs. Pelton Smalls to the far side right. They motion 2 out. Reset takes the snap. With time, rolls right at the numbers. Throws back right corner, and it's incomplete. Hits the wall. That was basically a throwaway. Marquise George was the one applying the pressure. Pelton Smalls was back as the intended receiver. It's 3rd and goal, Salina from the 5.
Great recognition that time by the defense there as they come up. Salina does. Lloyd stands up. Love stands up and says, hey. Keep an eye on 12, keep an eye on 12. He's lining up here on the offensive line, raises his hand up, going to be the tight end, and he did a 2 count. 1, 2, then he went out on his position. We had it very well covered.
14-7 Dodge City, just underway in the second. 3rd and goal from the 5. Salina in possession, moving right to left. Reset in the gun with trips right. Pass and avoid a wingback right. 2 in high motion, balance stance, takes the snap, Reset. Quarterback draw, keeps it. Now he's going to throw, back left corner. Is it caught? E.J. Johnson comes out of the pile with it, I think they're going to say that's intercepted, and it is. Johnson stole it from Ed Smith in the back left corner of the end zone, then scampered up the sideline across the 10, and a huge red zone turnover. If this stands, the referees will talk about it.
Mike, this ought to be an interception.
It is. E.J. Johnson signed a couple of weeks ago, and he returns it 15 yards out to the 12, so on 3rd down and goal. It was originally a quarterback draw. Instead, Reset decided to throw on the near side numbers and fires a pick in the end zone.
Mike, we did a great job covering right there. Nice job to the outside right there by Green, and then he throws the ball right there. And just really a good pickoff. Now, this is one that, like I said, that you can't review, so you don't know if it's trapped up against the wall or not. He didn't go past the line of scrimmage either. But I tell you what, great job there by Johnson on the play.
So for Reset, his 7th interception of the season. First for E.J. Johnson. 1st and 10 Law at their own 12, up 14-7 with 13:54 to go in the half. Ball on the right hash, they're moving left to right. Young and Carson left, 2 receivers right. Press man coverage, here comes the blitz. Bernard spins off a sack at the numbers left with a ball fake hit as he throws over the middle. And it's almost intercepted by Barfield, but there comes the flag as he and Brandon Vincent got caught up on the crossing pattern. It's going to be pass interference on Barfield, and it's going to be an automatic 1st down for Dodge City.
Mike, there was contact made, though. Bernard, like I said, he's trying to escape for his life right there. Just going to throw it across the middle, try to get rid of it before he gets tackled. Boy, and he took a hard shot that time by Brock Long. But, Mike, it's one of those plays I'm just not going to really agree with because I didn't think the ball was catchable, tell you the truth.
Hey, do we have all of our rowdy friends right here in Dodge City tonight?
Come pick the flag up. Here comes the explanation. Put the ball right at the 23-yard line. So 1st down for Dodge City. And for Salina thus far, penalty-wise, that's their 4th infraction for 27 yards. 13:36 to go, 1st half, 14-7 Dodge. Law 1st and 10 now. Ball on the right hash, moving left to right at their own 23. Vincent and McKinney split right. Mo Young left. Bernard in the shotgun with Carson to his right. Sends 2 in high motion with the balance stance. Takes the snap, it's a draw. Carson dancing left, back to his right. And he backs his way inside the 25. And finally corralled there by Barfield. Just inside the numbers at the Salina 21-yard line. Couple of words exchanged after that. Gain of 6, it's 2nd down and 4.
Mike, going back to the Ortiz-Berto fight, it was fight of the year 2011. Ortiz is 31-5-2. Berto is 30-4. These two guys do not like each other. It's taken 5 years to get this rematch fired back up.
2nd and 4 Law, leading 14-7 on the move left to right with 12:50 to go in the 1st half. Right hash at the Salina 21-yard line. Young right, 2 receivers left. Bernard in the shotgun. In the balance stance, takes a low snap, back to throw. Rolls to his right at the sideline 20. Takes off 15 and spun down by Brock Long. Right around the 15.5. They'll mark his knee down there. That's a gain of 6, but it's plenty good enough for a 1st down, 1st and 10 Dodge City.
Nice job, Mike, by the offensive line. I tell you what, our center there, Christian Usaga, did a great job actually pancaking his guy and then just kind of laid on him for a little bit until the play was over with.
Brock Long, who played at Fort Hays State from Assaria, Kansas, he was a beast in that first game. 13 tackles, a forced fumble, fumble recovery, and an interception of the 2nd half of Bernard.
And that interception was a great one, Mike, is at the basically line of scrimmage. Just put his paws up there, batted the ball right to himself.
1st and 10 Law, right hash, moving left to right at the 16-yard line of Salina. Throwing one right, Bernard. He's intercepted by Autry at the goal line. Runs up the near side numbers, 5-10 across the 15. And he is belted down there. Tackle made by D'Angelo McCray. 2nd turnover for Dodge City in succession. And a 19-yard return by Autry, his 2nd pick of the season.
Oh, Mike, we did that little fake right there. Then he's going to look downfield right there. The short guy was wide open. But you go downfield, he's going to McKinney, and they just basically had 2 guys all over McKinney. He had Mo Young to the short and just overlooked Mo Young trying to go to McKinney.
Bernard came into tonight 3rd most interceptions thrown this season. It's his 8th of the year.
And he's not, Mike, he's not that much of a gambler. He's not a guy that's going to force. He just turned and threw the ball that time. And they did a great job. McKinney is going to get a lot of people around him. He's that good. But you had Mo Young open in the short. If he's able to just hold on the ball a little bit longer, look for Mo Young.
1st and 10, Salina as Keon Wallace enters the game for the first time, drops back to pass on 1st and 10, and he's sacked by his former teammate, Lou Van Green, at the 5-yard line. That's a loss of 14. Now they just moved it back to the 7. Loss of 12 on 1st and 10. So Wallace replacing Reset at quarterback, and not great protection the first time he drops back to pass. And for Lou Van Green, it's his team-leading 4th sack of the season.
Absolutely love that. That's just a great defensive play.
11 minutes to play first half, 14-7 Dodge. 2nd and 22 Salina. Near hash moving right to left at their own 7. 2-by-2 for Wallace in the gun. Takes the snap, throws one right. Caught at the numbers by Cassinavoid. Comes back across the field, across the 5, met by Dobard. And then sandwiched by Dobard and Dwayne Autry, who leads the law in tackles. That's a gain of 2, a modest gain to the 9, and now it's 3rd and 20.
You're going to go after Cassinavoid. You better not go up top because he will stiff arm you and just keep on going. You got to go low, grab those ankles, grab his shoelace, something, and just hold on.
And how about this? They just put the ball up and moved it back to the 7, so no gain. And it's 3rd and 22. Salina down 14-7 with 10:15 to play in the first half on their own 7. Ball on the left hash. They're moving right to left. 2 receivers left. Reset and Pelton Smalls. Keon Wallace just signed this week in the shotgun. Takes a chest-high snap, 4-man rush, throws one right, caught at the numbers by Ed Smith, but tackled immediately waist-high by E.J. Johnson, who already has an interception in this game. He turned and moved forward to the 13. That's a gain of 6. It'll be 4th and 16.
Mike, you put him in that 3rd and long right there, so you don't want to give him an opportunity to go deep, try to get that first down or something even bigger. So then we go ahead and bring Quarterman in there. Did a great job timing his rush. Put a little bit on Racenet. Racenet had to go with the short man. We had that very well covered. Nice play.
How about this? Back-to-back turnovers forced by Salina. And now they're going to have to kick a long field goal here. This will be from 52 yards out of the hold of Reset. Snap is back. Giorgetti's end over and kick is blocked by Marquise George. It's up the left side. It's free. And Dodge City's got it. George blocked it, then recovered it inside the 15-yard line. And Dodge will have tremendous field position to start up 7 with 9 minutes to play in the half.
Mike, I tell you what, Love got a big-time rush in there, and I'm not going to be too sure if Love did not get his paws on that, knocked that one away right there. He just got up the middle, did a great job, actually ran right over his guy. Yeah, I think that was Love.
Yeah, it was Love. You're right. Love with the block of the kick by Giorgetti. And with 9:06 to play in the first half, Dodge has a 14-7 lead. They've had 9 lives because the back-to-back turnovers has not hurt them. And they'll put the ball left hash at the Salina 14-yard line. Dodge moving left to right.
Great bull rush there by Love. Let's take advantage of this field position.
3 receivers right. Bernard in the shotgun. The Bowen stance. Takes a wide snap. Slings a pass right. It's caught by Brandon Vincent at the 15. And then stood up there by Autry. As he pushed forward, they're going to say forward progress to the 14. So that's no gain officially. It'll be 2nd down and 10 Dodge City, up 7 with 8.5 to play in the half.
That's a great job that time by Autry. He fought off McKinney on the block right there. Just as soon as Brandon caught the ball, turned around, bam, right there's Autry. What did Autry do? Didn't try to tackle him high. He tackled him low, able to grab a leg, can't go anywhere.
Autry's first tackle to go along with that back-breaking interception the last time Dodge City had it. 2nd and 10 Law, right hash, moving left to right, up 7. At the Salina 14, Vincent right. Ricardo Johnson left. In motion, in high motion goes Daniel McKinney. It's a handoff to Carson following the block of McCray inside the numbers right. He's down near the 6-yard line before Justice Scales makes the tackle knee high. That's a gain of 8. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Boy, Mike, I like our blocking scheme right there. Tusonga's going to get out. He's actually just going to pull just a little bit, let his defense through because we're going to run past the defense on that first level, get into that second level right there. Just couldn't quite finish it off.
That was actually Eric Cherry that was leading the way. So now it's 3rd down and 2. Right hash, Dodge City, moving left to right at the Salina 6. Bernard the gun, Carson to his right, McKinney and Vincent split right with Johnson left. Balanced stance. Bernard takes the snap. Toss sweep right to Carson at the numbers. And he's grabbed from behind around the shoulder pads by Micah Collins. Hit at the 6 and falls forward to the 5. That's a gain of a yard. And that'll bring up 4th down and 1.
That is a great play by Collins. Collins had to come a long way, Mike. Had to come from that right side. Comes all the way around there to make that tackle on that play.
7:04 to play first half. Law 14, Liberty 7. Dodge on the move from left to right following the blocked field goal attempt from 52 yards out by Giorgetti. It was blocked by Harold Love. Vinson goes right. McKinney left. Under center and a straight up eye is Bernard. Love the fullback, Carson the tailback. It's a hand to Carson, runs left. Only needed a yard and depends on the spot if he got the first down. Justice Scales is the one that filled the hole. There's a flag down as well at the 5. And minimal yardage at that. Do we have an illegal defense?
I saw us clapping, saw yellow shirts clapping, so let's see what the official call is.
The gain might not have been good enough for a first down as we await the official word.
Liberty has gotten very strong and very tough down here in their red zone.
Dodge City's yet to be penalized tonight. 6:39 to play in the half. 14-7 Dodge City. The only scores for them. So now the question is, did he get the first down? Because they say no penalty for illegal defense. Did Salina just stop Carson? Carson gained a half a yard, but it was 4th down and a full yard. And is the Salina offense coming on the field?
But, Mike, if the ball's on the 5-yard line, I can see the ball that is beyond the 5-yard line just a hair. Let's see if we're going to get this.
Well, he had to get it to the 4.
He has not got this. I'm taking a look here, Mike, and they're saying the ball on the scoreboard is on the 5.
Wow, big stop for Salina.
Yeah.
Dominic Carson on 4th and 1, gains only a half a yard, and the Liberty take over inside their own 5-yard line.
Just couldn't quite stretch it far enough now, Mike. You can see the ball is now on the 4-yard line. That's interesting.
Well, you had to get to the 4.
They gave it to us, first down.
Now they just said first down Dodge City. Salina's offense goes back to the bench.
That's interesting.
Go figure that. 1st and goal, Dodge City at the 4. Bernard in the shotgun, a 2-by-2, takes the snap, looks right, throws right, caught by McCray, the big tight end, and he rumbles right inside the 3 down near the 2. Long and Justice Scales combined on the stop at the 2. Gain of 2, it's 2nd and goal.
Mike, smart play, though. I tell you, we go to the outside right there. Nice catch by McCray. Smart play on the defense. Long gets over there. You're not going to tackle McCray high, and he's going to take you into the end zone. You go low with him, take him out, take the legs out, can't get in there, but nice catch.
I'm going to say this. The officials did not give a definitive call once the 4th down was either short or a first down.
And, Mike, you know, when you and I were talking about that, the ball was set just a little bit beyond the 5, then all of a sudden we get the first down. It's sitting on the 4-yard line. 2nd
and goal, Law. They keep it at the 2. A 2-by-2, Bernard in the shotgun. Takes a waist-high snap, lob pass to the end zone, and it's caught by McCray. Touchdown, Dodge City. Bernard faked like he was going to run up the middle, drew the defense in, and then just lobbed. He could have underhanded it to McCray. 2-yard touchdown toss, and the Law extends the lead in the 2nd quarter.
Mike, we throw a couple little blocks right there. Give us just that little bit of time. Get McCray to the back of the end zone. He's got his arms up right there. And then great concentration by McCray. Wrap the ball up, see it to your hands, bam, there you are, touchdown.
Bernard's first touchdown pass of the night is 17th of the season. McCray's first. Just turned 27 years old, did McCray back in February. Bernard will hold, snap is back, the placement is good. The end over end kick is right down the middle for Jared Wood. So Dodge City blocks a field goal attempt of Giorgetti, and they come back and they score on the touchdown pass from Bernard to D'Angelo McCray. Salina could not take advantage of the back-to-back turnovers. 6 plays, 14 yards in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Dodge City leads this one 21-7 with 5:26 to go in the half on Z98. 5:26 to go in the first half, 21-7 Dodge City. And the story in this game, Ross, has been Salina's inability to turn turnovers into points.
Boy, Mike, I tell you what, you get back, start getting some things going again. then you lose the football. Then the defense stands up and stops the Liberty right there, able to give you the ball back. You get that great field position. Then you get a big-time, important first down. You keep that drive alive and then get that touchdown there by McCray.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that fourth down, which they got by, I'm going to say, inches, they had to get to the 4. First, they put the ball just short of the 4, then they moved it. Salina brought the offense on the field because they thought they had just stopped Dodge City on 4th and short. Instead, they give him the full yard, and then a couple of plays later, it's Bernard to McCray, extra point good, and it's 21-7 Dodge City with 5:26 to go in the half. And Jared Wood has it on the tee. Barfield, 5th, and the CIF in kickoff return average is back deep, has a touchdown against Amarillo. His longest return is 47, and an end-over-end kick floats 5 yards deep to Barfield, catches it on the hands. Up the middle, turns right to the 10, sidesteps one man across the 15, and Delaney Dobart slammed him down with a flag down. Back at the 11, Dobart made the tackle across the 20 at the 21. Now they just picked it up, moved it back to the 20. That's a 25-yard return as we'll check the penalty.
Mike, again, that's a nice kick. Put that thing way up there amongst the rafters. Comes down here. We get great coverage coming down there. But they did a great job on their blocking scheme on that kickoff return, able to get positive yards. But again, I think back-to-back kicks, that's now twice now we've seen Jared Wood really put the, I'm going to call it air the ball out, because he's given our kickoff team to get down there and cover with that ball floating up there and then able to sit there and then do a good job on the coverage.
Holding penalty puts the ball all the way back near the 5-yard line for Salina is where they're going to start. -6 total yards of offense in this quarter for Salina. They have 29 for the game. 1st and 10 Salina, moving right to left, down 21-7 with 5:15 to play in the half on their own 6. Wallace in the pistol eye now motions 2 receivers out. Back to throw Wallace, looks right, throws right, caught at the numbers by Ed Smith. And he's sandwiched by Thomas and Dobart at the numbers. At the 14-yard line, that's a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
That's a smart play real quick like that time, Mike. That's all he did was just get the ball to Wallace. All he does, Mike, just go back and does a quick release. That's all you want, just a little short pattern. Get something positive going here. Get that easy first pass in for Wallace.
4:46 to go, first half. Salina has all 3 of their timeouts down 21-7. 2nd and 2, right hash, moving right to left at their own 14. 2 receivers left and right. Dixon a tight end left. Wallace in the shotgun. Takes the snap, play action, 3-man rush. Well protected, slides to his right, chased by George at the numbers. Will loft one into double coverage, jump ball, and it's almost intercepted at the Salina 5 by Cashman Thomas. It was 2 defenders against 3 white shirts in the area, and Thomas nearly came down with it, intended for Cassinavoid. It's 3rd down and 2.
Mike, I tell you what, Wallace, that time he was looking at Smalls. As Smalls was coming down, he's 6'3", 230. When he made his cut from Victor Valley, he was there. That's when he's got to let it go. But he held on to it too long. We were able to get right back and cover that and get the defense over him. All of a sudden, there's no place to throw it. You do not throw a ball up there like that and put it up for grabs. Very fortunate that was not intercepted. You throw that one out of bounds.
Salina 0 for 4 on 3rd down. 3rd and 2, right hash, moving right to left at their own 14. Wallace in the gun, 4 receivers stacked right. They motion 2 across, Smalls and Reset. Wallace takes the snap. Here comes the blitz, under some pressure, rolls to his left, lost the football. It's loose on the ground, and Dodge City's got it. Ja'Cory Quarterman has it. Now it bounced off the wall, and Quarterman picked it up. So now let's see what they rule. This might be out of bounds. There is a flag down as well behind the play at the 8. If Salina keeps it, it's a gain of 2. He's right at the first down marker.
Very well could be a hold, Mike. But thing is, though, that you had Smith making the cut as he come down. He was wide open. Wallace did not see him. Then Wallace takes off running, Mike, and it's one of those deals that he's got a single-hand grip. Get the leg come up as you're running with the ball, carrying the ball low. Boom, you're going to fumble the football.
And Ross, if there wasn't a hold, and that was on Okuje, the center, he would have had the first down. So now put the ball back inside the 10, they'll mark it at the 7. Now it's 3rd and 9 Salina, 3:23 to go in the half. Law 21, Liberty 7. Salina has it down 14, moving right to left, and they are 0 for 4 on 3rd down. That was their 6th penalty for 48 yards. They come into tonight 3rd in the league is Salina, most penalty yards.
Only thing that saved Wallace was the ball bounced and hit the out of bounds. Well, we had that covered.
Dixon at tight end left. Wallace in the shotgun. 4 receivers, 2 by 2. Takes a waist-high snap. Here comes the blitz. Under pressure. Spins off a sack, but can't avoid another. And Ja'Cory Quarterman, welcome back to Dodge City. Sacks Wallace in the end zone. That should be a safety. Have they called it yet?
Now we're going to get a penalty also. This is going to be afterwards. But, Mike, they came out the very first pass play. It's a nice little short pass, get Wallace comfortable. All of a sudden they decided, hey, let's start going for the long bomb. Well, they don't have time for the bomb. They don't have time to throw it down there 30, 40 yards. We did a great job covering that. Came right in there. Like I said, you're looking deep, looking deep. You only got about 2 seconds before you get a DC law all over you.
Okay, so it is a safety, and then after the play, Wallace threw the ball into the stands, I believe is what they're calling.
Yes.
So it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Salina, which will be assessed on the kickoff. 23-7 Dodge City with 2:59 to play here in the first half. So defensively, you can almost see this, Ross, that the offensive line for Salina severely overwhelmed.
Well, and Mike, it's just like I said, that you've got to throw those little short passes. Those are going to work for you, but all of a sudden when you've got to stand back there and try to throw a deep pattern, which you don't need to. 3rd and 9, take what you can get. But instead you're trying to go for all of it, not 1 pass, but 2 passes. You're in trouble because you got Quarterman right now coming up there, and really we're getting a great, great rush upfield by our 3 down linemen.
McKinney and Cashman Thomas back deep now for Dodge City. They'll get it on the free kick. 23-7 following the safety on the sack by Quarterman. 23-7 Dodge City. They scored first, if you're just tuning in, on the touchdown run by Dominique Carson. Salina answered following a 22-yard kickoff return by Cassidy, which scored a couple of plays later when Trey Walker ran it in. But Dodge City has scored the last 16 points. A touchdown run by Harold Love, touchdown pass from Bernard to McCray, and now a safety and the sack by Quarterman in the end zone of Wallace. End over end kick, floats to Cashman Thomas, 5 yards deep. Runs it up the near side numbers across the 10. Backs his way across the 10, and a slam down waist high by Barfield at the 13. That's an 18-yard return by Thomas.
Nice kick by Giorgetti. That time with Cashman getting the ball. Castavoid's coming straight up the field right there. Looked like we had things set up over on the right side if Cash can get to the right side, but he chooses to stay on that left side right there. Ran into a lot of white shirts.
Barfield, a game-high 5 tackles. So now Dodge City with 2 timeouts, up 16 with 2:49 to play. They should assess the penalty now. That unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that was called against Keon Wallace. And amazingly, Ross, the stat of the game might be this, that Dodge City has not been penalized yet. Salina's 6 for 48.
I was actually going to bring that up, Mike. I tell you, it's very seldom you can go into a clean game like that. I think we've really cleaned things up, Mike, since the first 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks, I thought that we were rather sloppy. And I'm just going to say this because of our penalties and the personal fouls that you get, and the personal fouls just kill you. Come out here, play your game. You can talk about the game afterwards and make fun of anybody you want to afterwards. But during the ball game, this is business. Let's take what we can get.
Put the ball at the 22 of Salina following the penalty with 2:49 to go in the half. Dodge 23, Salina 7. Dodge City has it, moving left to right, ball on the left hash. Ricardo Johnson to the left. And then 2 receivers right, Bernard in the shotgun, Carson off his left hip. Jamar Seard extends his left arm out. He's the eligible tight end. 2-and-I motion, right foot in front of his left. Bernard takes the snap. Fires right, and it's intercepted by Autry at the 10. Runs back right, 15-20, across midfield. And Autry then fumbles the ball inside the 10-yard line. It's Salina jump back on top. I believe they did. Autry victimizes Bernard for the 2nd time tonight. And recovering the fumble for Salina was Tyrone Saunders, 2nd pick of the night, thrown by Derek Bernard.
I don't know if there was just a miscommunication waiting for somebody to make a cut coming across, but Bernard just basically threw that right to the Liberty player. Not a good play.
Autry's 2nd pick of the night.
Ouch.
And he returns it inside the 10 to the Dodge City 8.
Beach Boys coming May 18th here to the United Wireless Arena. Mike, they don't turn me on as much as they did when I was a younger guy.
10 years ago?
Even you better go way, way, way back there. The thing is, though, Mike Sticks is coming August 25th. That's on a Thursday night. August 25th, I saw him over at Garden City back in the day. Man, very, very good stuff. Tommy Shaw, James Young, Paradise Theater, The Grand Illusion, good stuff.
30-yard interception returned by Autry. First and goal, Salina from the 8. Quick screen left, caught by Casanovoid up the sideline left, and he shoved chest high into the wall by Autry at the 3-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Autry, who started his indoor career here in Salina, makes the stop, gain of 5. That'll bring up second down and goal.
Mike, you watch Casanovoid out in space like that. Autry really did a good job, but again, he tackled high right there. He was able to use that stiff arm, and Autry was able to drive him over to the out of bounds, so that's going to be a touchdown.
Reset is back in the game, so Wallace had a short stint. Ball's at the 2, so that was a gain of 6. Second and goal from the 2. Reset in the pistol eye, receivers to either side. They motion 2 out. Reset takes the waist-high snap. Pumps, fires, broken up at the line of scrimmage by Quarterman. He was trying to go on the slant to Casanovoid, but he was well covered by E.J. Johnson, and it's third and goal from the 2.
Nice job there by Quarterman, Mike. Like I said, he gets a start out there, goes right at him. Racing it, maybe not the tallest guy out there, but thing is, though, he goes to take his hand, he's 6 foot, takes his arm up right there. Again, Quarterman, just great instruction. Gets the arms up right there, looks into the quarterback's eyes, able to move the arms right in front of it, batted away.
There's 14 to go in the half. Dodge up 23-7. Salina, third turnover forced in this first half. Have it third and goal from the 2. Pistol line with Casanovoid and Walker behind Reset. Takes the snap. Hands for Walker. Off right guard. Shut down by Marquise George. George fought off the block of Casanovoid to make the stop. That's a loss of a half a yard back near the 3. Now it's fourth and goal.
Quarterman seems to be in a very good zone right now, a very good place, Mike. He's very comfortable right now as he's getting up there. He's making some, Mike, he's getting a great push up there as we get this time out here. But he goes up there, and I wonder if he had anything to say to Salina as he was telling him, hey, not on my watch.
George made the tackle, but along with Quarterman actually knifed in and grabbed the knee of Walker as he was going out, and then George finished him off. That brings us to the 1-minute warning with Dodge City up 23-7, 59 seconds to go in the first half. It'll be fourth and goal, Salina from the 3 when we come back on Z98. 59 seconds to play first half, Law 23, Salina 7. It'll be fourth and goal, Liberty, when we resume play from the 3-yard line of the play made by Quarterman and George, the last sequence. And Salina tonight has forced 3 Dodge turnovers. Now, the first 2 resulted in no points. Keep that in mind. For Dodge City, they forced 1. And then, of course, the safety, the sack in the end zone on the play by Quarterman, who's been all over the field. Shakori Quarterman, in his first official game back with Dodge City, was actually signed 3 weeks ago, but was hurt, dealing with a knee injury. He's got 2 tackles and a sack. The sack went for a safety. So now fourth down and goal, Salina. Down 16, they have all 3 timeouts. Right hash moving right to left at the Dodge 3.
Mike, sorry.
No, good.
Interesting call right here. I don't think that you're even thinking about running the football right here, too. But also, you got to keep an eye out because could be just a little dump pass over the middle.
4 receivers right, fourth and goal from the 3. Screen pass right, caught by Walker at the sideline, cuts it back left, won't get there. Stood up, dropped for a yard loss. Dwayne Autry, Lou Van Green, amongst others over there to make the stop. Officially no gain. And Dodge City turns back Salina at the 3-yard line. E.J. Johnson there as well.
Interesting call right there, Mike. You don't even get it to the end zone. Sit there and try to go with that screen like you talked about over the side, but we read that so well. Able to get that penetration. And, Mike, when you do that, for quarterback-wise, you're throwing about 10 to 12 yards to the outside. And that gave us just that little bit of extra to get back in there while the ball's in the air. We know where the ball's going, so we're heading right for it.
Consider this. In the second quarter, Salina, if you think about this, because that last play went for nothing. But in for the game, they have 35 total yards. For the second quarter, they have 0 total yards.
Wow.
Dodge City has 2 timeouts remaining, up 16.
Mike, if we pass the ball here, I'll give you a nickel because we better be running the ball.
First down, Dodge from their own 5. 3
Oh,
receivers
nickel.
right. Here comes the screen over the middle, caught by Carson. The pressure came from Tyrone Saunders. Carson made the catch and then wiggled up the left hash mark before Brock Long brought him down at the 7, gain of 2. It's second down and 8.
All right, I owe you a nickel. I might go double or nothing right here, but
Are you gonna pay up?
we're passing the ball right here.
Second and 8 from their own 7. Bernard sidearms a pass right. That's dropped at the numbers at the 13 by Daniel McKinney. It's third down and 8.
Boy, we can't get McKinney in this ball game right there. Generally, you don't see McKinney drop a ball like that, but boy, that was right there in the hands. Nice pass. And I owe you nothing now. That was a double or nothing.
I like how you snuck that in. 31 seconds to go. McKinney has been targeted 3 times, 0 catches in the first half. McKinney coming in, 28 catches for 421 and 10 scores. 9th in the league in receptions. So now a 3rd and 8 Law, right hash from their own 8. Bernard in the shotgun with 3 receivers left. Dodge has 2 timeouts. Bernard takes a waist-high snap. Quick drop up the middle. He's going to run 10 to the hash mark 15. And hit from behind after he picks up first down yardage by Micah Collins. At the 18-yard line, gains 11 on 3rd down and 8.
Great job right there. Great read, too. He did have Carson to the outside there, but Mike, we haven't heard a whole lot from Brock Long in this ballgame.
First down Law from their own 18-yard line. The clock had stopped to move the chains, and now a flag comes in before Bernard takes the snap.
What I was going to say on that play there, Bernard, as he goes up the field right there, and you've got Long right there, and all of a sudden Carson kind of pops out just a little bit. Give that little fake out to Carson because that is a weapon that you do not want that guy receiving the ball in space. Long had to make a choice. He went after Carson. Bernard able to get that first down.
Dodge City just used their second timeout of the first half. By the way, that penalty was a false start. That's the first penalty tonight on Dodge City, and it puts it back to the 13. So if you're just tuning in alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosov, story in this game, Salina has forced 3 turnovers and has scored 0 points off of them. The touchdowns for Dodge, meantime, Carson a 5-yard score, Harold Love a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Salina's only score came on Trey Walker's 5-yard rushing touchdown. They've missed a 55-yard field goal by Giorgetti and a 52-yarder. Giorgetti had it blocked by Harold Love. Bernard has also thrown a touchdown to D'Angelo McCray, a 2-yard strike. Ja'Cory Quarterman has a sack of Keon Wallace, the former Law quarterback, in the end zone for a safety. And Salina was just stonewalled on 4th and goal from the 3. Now Dodge 1st and 15, up 16 from their own 13. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Bernard in the shotgun takes a knee-high snap. It's a pitch left to Carson at the numbers 15. Breaks a tackle and then run out of bounds along the wall by Barfield at the 20. That's a gain of 7 on the catch and run. It's second down and 7 with 18 seconds.
And Mike, not a deal that I would say that, boy, I'd like to see that and see you do it every single time. Bernard makes that toss over there. Then what does he do? Instead of a quarterback just stand back there and watch the play, he goes out and tries to throw a block. But you understand how valuable quarterbacks are. You hate to see them get out there and do that. I mean, I like the idea. Appreciate you doing it. But the thing is, though, quarterbacks are valuable. Want to keep them in the pocket, keep them back here, keep them out of the play. But I like that guts that he's going to go out there and try to throw a block and help his man.
Bernard has been intercepted twice here in this second quarter. So now a second down and 9. Left hash at their own 19 with 18 seconds, 2 by 2. Bernard takes the snap under pressure and sacked. There's Brandon Harold, the one-time Kansas State product from East St. Louis, Illinois, his 3rd quarterback takedown of the year. This is a loss of 6, back to the 13. Clock stops with 12 seconds.
Mike, you saw that. He's holding the football, looking downfield. All of a sudden, 6'3", 335 from Fort Valley State. Tyrone Saunders comes right through there and actually takes a swipe at him and actually caught a little bit of the football. But then he's able to hold on to the ball right there, Bernard was, but then bam, here comes Brandon Harold, and Brandon don't miss too often. He's going to get a shot like that.
Dodge City using their final timeout, so with 12 seconds to go, now you're facing a 3rd and 15 Law for their own 13. Dodge City 1 for 6 tonight on 3rd down. McKinney and Vincent split right. Mo Young left, Bernard in the gun, flanked by Carson to his left. Knee-high snap, 3-step drop, zips one left, it's caught by Young. Gives himself up the left sideline at the wall, right at midfield. Dunbar touches him up. Gain of 12, it's 4th and 3.
Smart play right there, Mike. Just take what they're going to give you. They're going to try to keep the play in front of them. going down there and then make that catch. Nice catch there by Young, and then just reaches out of bounds to stop the clock.
Stops the clock with 8 seconds, 4th and 3 for the 25-yard line. Ball on the left hash, Dodge up 23-7, moving left to right. Brandon Benson, 1 catch, trots to the near side right on the numbers. Joining him there, Dominique Carson. Daniel McKinney's been targeted 3 times, no catches, and Mo Young. Bernard takes the shotgun snap, screen pass right to Carson, reverses field, has Bernard out in front. To the left side numbers, high steps, 20, 15, bounces off a man, still going, inside the 10, and finally wrestled down at the 6-yard line by Dunbar. A catch and run of 19 yards by Carson, but he fails to reach the end zone as time expires in the second quarter.
Boy, Carson's got some wheels, able to get out there and get some great downfield blocking. Also, Mike, nice little spin move right there. Looked like that he might take it, had to try to go one more time. Thing is, though, they had the white shirts all over him. Mike, what a good half there by the DC Law here, because they come in here, take that opening drive, and go right down and score. Salina comes right back and scores. We go right back down and score again. Defense is able to stand up, and Mike, we have talked about this. This defense is starting to put some things together here as this season goes on. Beginning of the year, there might have been some little holes and some sieves, if you want to call a sieve right there on defense, but this defense has gotten the holes patched. They're very athletic, doing a great job now. Talented defense.
And keep this in mind, Salina again forced those 3 turnovers in the first half and have nothing to show for it at the half. It's Dodge 23, Salina 7 on Z98. Back at United Wireless Arena alongside Ross Miller, Mike Philosoph. Let's check out the first half numbers for Dodge City. They had 8 first downs, Salina had 2. Now keep this in mind as well. I told you no first downs in the second quarter and 0 total yards. That's incredible, you think about that. 139 total yards for Dodge City, 35 for Salina. Through the air, Dodge City 86 passing yards, Salina 51. Salina coming in one of the worst rushing attacks in the league, 3rd worst in fact. One of only 5 teams averaging less than 60 yards per game on the ground. They came in averaging 51. On the ground tonight, Salina 8 carries for -16. Dodge 15 for 53. Law, though, turned it over 3 times, 2 picks and a fumble. Salina had 1 turnover. Sacks, Dodge City with 2 of them. Salina, who came in with the fewest amount in the league, had 1. Dodge City did not pick up their first penalty till late in the second quarter. It was a false start. Other than that, they were clean. Salina had 7 for 63. 2 teams where he combined 1 of 11 on 3rd down. Dodge City was 1 for 6, Salina 0 for 5. And the time of possession battle being won by Dodge City 16:05 to 13:55. Another stat to keep in mind that Derek Bernard has thrown 9 interceptions this year, 6 of those against Salina. Individually, Bernard 9 of 16 for 86 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks, 5 carries for 20. Dominique Carson, 9 totes for 32 and a score. Harold Love had 1 carry. It was meaningful right up the middle for a touchdown. Carson, 4 catches for 37, including that dance at the end of the first half for 19. D'Angelo McCray, 2 catches for 4 yards and a touchdown. Ricardo Johnson, 1 catch for 17. Brandon Benson, 1 for 16. And then Mo Young had 1 catch for 12. The interesting story is Daniel McKinney's been targeted 3 times, but has 0 catches. Defensively for Dodge, led by E.J. Johnson's 4 tackles and a pick. Marquise George, 4 tackles, 1.5 for loss. And big first half for Ja'Cory Quarterman, had that sack for a safety. On the other side for Salina, Derek Rousset was 4 of 8 for 37 yards. And interestingly enough, Kean Wallace did not complete a pass in that first half. Trey Walker, 5 carries for 7 yards and a touchdown. Wallace, 2 carries for -19. Cassidy Boyd, 1 carry for -4. And then on the receiving end, Walker, 2 catches for 19. Cassidy Boyd had 2 catches for 18. And Pelton Smalls was targeted once. Defensively for Salina, Barfield, 6 tackles. Autry had 2 picks. That's your first half number. So what stood out in that first half for you?
Well, Mike, I like what our defense is doing. I'll just go right back to it. Our offense is moving the ball very, very well. I like that also. Offensive line getting some nice blocks. But, Mike, I tell you, defense has really stood up big. And I'm going to say this, too. Jared Wood, I just felt like, like I said, we're trying to do the line drive kicks and stuff like that. Some teams it's good. But, boy, those last couple kicks by Jared Wood have been just very, very good, Mike. They've been right on spot because you only got so much room to play with. toss it up there probably about 30 yards, 40 yards into the air. And excuse me, I better go less than that, maybe 25 yards because we are indoors here. But I think Mike, he's hit those 2 kicks. Both of them have been right up around the rafters, and he's been right at the end zone, and we've had great coverage on both of them.
And I misspoke, and I know you're surprised about that. Wallace was 2 for 3 in that first half, 14 yards, but under pressure constantly was sacked in the end zone by Ja'Cory Quarterman. So as we get set to start the second half.
Mike, and Wallace did not look comfortable, to be honest. I know that they came out, had him throw a comfortable play, just a little short pass for about 6 yards or so. All good. But from there on, Mike, it just looked like that he just wasn't in that comfort zone that you see quarterbacks. And understand, he didn't start the ball game. He's back in Dodge City right here. He wants to show these defensive players, you know what, hey, I'm pretty good also. Thing is, he just didn't seem like in that comfortable mode.
And I don't know if this, and you're more the football aficionado than anybody, but think about this, that you have 2 quarterbacks rotating in and out. Joe Castenvoigt's played quarterback as well. What does that do to your offensive line?
Well, and that's just it, because you got to go through those different cadences also, but also it even kind of throws you off just a little bit as a wide receiver. You're so used to racing that, you know how he's going to deliver the ball, how's this going to go. Thing is, so then you bring Wallace into, Wallace has got a big arm also, but it just seems like Wallace wasn't seeing the field as well as Racing. Obviously, got to give the nod to Racing because he knows the offense, Mike. He's played with these receivers. He knows where he's going with the football.
Wallace has that prototypical NFL build at 225 pounds. In fact, twice Keon Wallace was invited to Carolina Panthers training camp. Start of the year in Dodge City. In fact, when Sean Ponder signed him, he had every intention to start Keon Wallace, but then in came this minor league baseball player named Derek Bernard and took the job and never lost it. Salina will start the second half, moving left to right with the football, wearing the white, red, and blue uniforms. Barfield is back deep. End over end kick, floats a couple of yards deep to Barfield. Right sideline 5, 10, and he's wrapped up at the 13-yard line. Shoulder high tackle by Courtney Sanders after an 18-yard return.
Mike, another good kick about 3 yards deep into the end zone. And I'm watching our guys, our yellow shirts are getting down here, and we're about at the 10-yard line when we make contact. But that time, Mike, that was a tough tackle. No, it's almost like that he got his knees caught under it there for Barfield.
Yeah, Barfield is still down. Writhing in pain at the 13-yard line. Now he just hopped to his feet, and he'll come off with the training staff. So Salina, an offense that came in averaging 215 yards per game. We'll call what it is. They have struggled, and something that Eric Clayton, the head coach, pointed out during the pregame show is that they've been playing with a makeshift quarterback in Reset. That's no knock on him. He's an athlete. He's an all-around guy. But they bring in Keon Wallace, and Wallace has been shaky, so now you would think, as Reset comes back in the huddle, that it's Reset's show to go here. 1st and 10, Liberty down 23-7, just underway in the third. On their own 13, moving left to right on the right hash. Dodge City's defense held Salina to 0 total yards in that second quarter. Pelton Smalls left, Dixon a tight end left with 2 receivers, Smith and Walker right. Reset has Casadavoid on his right hip. Sends Ed Smith in high motion, bow and stance, takes a chest-high snap. 3-man rush, rolls right to the numbers, takes off and runs, 20. With the ball in the left hand and scoots out of bounds up the sideline before Courtney Sanders could lick him there. Put a lick on him at the 23. That's a gain of 10. And he's right at the first down marker. Give him 10 on a first down.
Smart play by Racing. Just take what they're going to give you. Hey, Mike, congratulations to a Scott City product by way of Kansas State. Luke Hayes is signed with the Texans of Houston down there. Follows another guy from Scott City in 2011. Guy Miller also signed with him. Didn't make the team, but Luke Hayes looks like he's got a good opportunity.
Put it at the 24. 1st and 10, Salina from there on the move left to right. Ball on the right hash. Walker right with 2 receivers left. We're set in the shotgun. Motions Ed Smith out. Takes the snap. 3-man rush. Throws it right, and it's dropped inside the numbers. At the Dodge 18 by Ed Smith. Heard footsteps from Dwayne Autry, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Boy, Mike, that is one that the concentration level has got to be there. You're going to get hit regardless whether you drop it or not. Ed Smith, man, Racing did a good job escaping, getting the ball out there right into the 2 hands of Smith. Smith couldn't make the catch.
Smith, the second leading rusher in Miami-Dade County as a senior in high school, 1,600 yards. 2nd down and 10, Salina from their own 24. Two receivers left and right. Reset, right foot in front of his left, calls for the ball. Shoulder high snap, slings one left. It's caught by Smalls outside the numbers. And Corey Stamps, who before signing in Dodge City was named the Defensive Player of the Week after being released by Amarillo, is the one that comes up behind him to make the stop at the Dodge City 22-yard line. That is a gain of 4. It's 3rd and 6.
Salina coming out and I think making some smart decisions right here. Just toss these little short passes out there. Don't have to throw anything down because we're getting in the backfield, doing a great job getting into the backfield. Take what the DC Law is going to give you.
We're set 5 of 11. 3rd and 6. Left hash Salina at the Dodge 22. 4 receivers, 2 by 2. Reset takes the snap, floats one down the middle, and a shoestring grab made by Cassadavoid inside the 5. Cashman Thomas makes the stop at the 4. The ball went right through the hands of Dwayne Autry. It's a gain of 18 and a first down for Salina on 3rd and 6.
They say a game of inches every now and then, Mike, and I tell you what, that was a pass of inches right there. Thought that was going to be picked off when that first left. Thing is, though, that he made it just enough to get over the defense and just perfect enough for Cassadavoid to go down and get that football. Nice pass.
3rd catch for Cassadavoid, 36 yards. 1st and goal, Salina, right hash at the Dodge 4. Pistol eye, hand to Walker, off right guard, sweeping to the right. And he's inside the 5, takes a helmet right to the shoulder pad from Dwayne Autry. Down near the 3.5, so maybe gains a half a yard. It's 2nd down and goal.
Well, here we are, Mike. Western Kansas getting more rain. You got to like it. Almost 4.5 inches around the Garden City area to the south of Garden City. Man, it's just perfect. You can see the wheat that's headed out over here. That's a moneymaker rain again. All good. Be able to pay your bill.
Absolutely.
For sponsorships.
Autry, his 60th tackle of the season. 2nd and goal, Salina from the 3 right hash. Reset in the gun. Takes a shoulder high snap, lobs back in the end zone. Incomplete right down the middle. Just underneath the goalpost looking for Cassadavoid, and it sails out of bounds. Autry with the coverage. It's 3rd and goal from the 3.
We caught a break right there because Racinet's going to throw it up in the air, let Cassadavoid go get it. Thing is, though, that E.J. Johnson's on the coverage, and he actually slipped, was able to get back up. By that time, the ball was already there. Throws it halfway decent. That's going to be a touchdown, but just too much for the 6'6" Joe Cassadavoid to get.
3rd and goal from the 3. Salina 1 of 7 on 3rd down. 2 by 2. Reset takes a helmet high shotgun snap. Rolls right under pressure. Floats back left corner for Cassadavoid, incomplete. Autry had the coverage. Cassadavoid wanted a pass interference in the end zone. It's 4th and goal from the 3.
Boy, Mike, and I think he's got an argument down there also because, you know, we did a great job. Quarterman coming up there, putting pressure on Racinet. He's looking for Cassadavoid off over in that corner over there. Cassadavoid, if you want to call it a screen, is basically screened off on the play right there. We run right into the back as the ball is getting there. That's a bang-bang play.
We're set 2 of 5 to begin this 2nd half. 4th and goal from the 3, down 23-7 with 10 to play in the 3rd. Gray Walker right, Pelton Smalls left. We're set in the pistol eye. Lifts his right leg, takes the snap. Play action, looks left. Scanning the field, fires back left corner. It's almost intercepted by Cashman Thomas as he broke it up, intended for Ed Smith. Another red zone failure with a flag down at the 5-yard line. If this is against Salina, it's Dodge City football.
And acting like it is against Salina, though, but what a great play there by Cash, able to get over there and use that speed. Mike, he throws a fastball in there, racing that might be a touchdown. Took a little bit off on the pass, just wanted to deliver it there, but Cash using that great speed to come across there, knocked the ball away. Beautiful play.
A holding call on the guy that was the intended receiver, Ed Smith. So Dodge City will have it, 1st and 10 for their own 5. 9:42 to play in the 3rd. Law 23, Liberty 7. And you think about the 3 turnovers that resulted in 0 points in that first half for Salina. And here they have a promising looking drive, have a great catch by Cassadavoid on 3rd down, and they can't punch it in. 1st and 10 Law, moving right to left, left hash at their own 5. Ricardo Johnson left, couple of receivers right, knee-high snap Bernard, quarterback draw, protects it with 2 hands, bounced off one man but couldn't avoid another. And he is slung down by Justice Scales back at the 4, so it's a loss of a yard. It's 2nd down and 11 on the left hash.
Mike, what has this defense done in the red zone? I mean, they have been very, very good this year about shutting teams off in the red zone. Another Put a little mark right there for another team not able to score in the red zone.
Yeah, Dodge had the third most red zone turnovers coming in at 4. They've allowed the third most TDs, though, coming in at 27. That number might be a little skewed. But teams converting less than 70%. Second down and 11, Law, left hash at their own 4, moving right to left. Trips right, Bernard in the gun. Takes the snap, his pass is batted right back at him by Tyrone Saunders into the end zone. Incomplete, and now it's 3rd and 11.
That's just a good defensive play right there. Was able to follow the eyes of the quarterback. The quarterback tosses his hands up. You're going to toss yours too up. And able to just to follow it in and get it right there, though. But, Mike, again, just a nice defensive play. And, Mike, you know what? I felt like that Brock Long at Salina, they did a lot of blitzing. Brock Long made a lot of great tackles by himself. And I think you stated, 13 tackles, something like that at Salina. Here, he's been out of this ballgame. He's in the ballgame, but he's been out of it on this defense.
3rd and 11, Law for their own 4. Trips right, Bernard in the gun. Takes a waist-high snap, pats the ball, throws one right on a line drive pass. It's caught by Vincent. Wiggles back left, and he's across midfield with a first down before Autry, who had 2 first-half interceptions, wraps him up at the Salina 23-yard line. A catch and run of 23 and a first down on 3rd and 11.
Mike, that is a heck of a play right there that Sean Ponder called. You're sending 2 receivers straight down the field. Looked like we're going to throw the bomb down there. Bernard's looking that way also. You've got the offensive line doing a great job of blocking, giving Bernard that time to throw the ball. All of a sudden, Bernard just looks from the left to the right and throws a strike to Vincent over there for the first down. Great play.
Second catch for Vincent, 39 yards. 1st and 10, Law up 23-7. 7:30 to go, third quarter from the Salina 24. Zone option play, Bernard keeps, spins off of Collins, who lost his towel, goes back to the right, and then throws it away. Great play by Bernard. Got past the line of scrimmage and just throws it up the right sideline into the 5th row. Incomplete. It's 2nd and 10.
I think Carson was a little surprised he didn't get the ball on that play. Bernard kept it himself, thinking he might be able to sneak to the outside and go. White shirts for Salina did a great job that time covering that play. Smart play by Bernard. Did not take the sack, was able to get rid of it.
6:50 to go, third quarter. Law 23, Liberty 7. A 2nd and 10, Dodge City on the move right to left. Right hash at the Salina 23. The big play on this drive, the 23-yard hookup. Bernard to Vincent. He's in the shotgun as Derek with 2 receivers left and 2 right. Right foot in front of his left. Calls for the ball. Ankle-high snap. Stands in on a quick drop. Lasers one up the left seam, and it's incomplete. Looking for Ricardo Johnson at the goal line. That's too hot to handle. Dunbar back in coverage, and now it's 3rd down and 10.
Get the 2016 NFL draft over with. Name the teams that have had the most years consecutive with guys being drafted, Mike. And you've got to go back 77 years.
The name of the school?
Yeah, name a couple of them. I mean, now take the obvious one. You'd think that Notre
Alabama.
Dame. That's not a bad one, but one would be Notre Dame, but Notre Dame lost that on a supplemental draft here about 4 or 5 years ago.
How about Ohio State? They in there?
Michigan and USC.
3rd and 10, Law from the plus 23. Bernard takes the snap, runs to his left, and he is buried. Brock Long filled that outside edge, and then Brandon Harold finished off Bernard. No gain, just outside the numbers, and now it's 4th and 10, Law at the Salina 23. 23-7 Dodge with 5:30 to play in the 3rd.
Other teams, the 76 years, Michigan State, Florida, 64 years. Nebraska's had 53 straight years of guys being drafted. Tennessee, 52. Notre Dame, like I said, just had a guy in the supplemental draft, wasn't able to get the deal done. I think that was 1977 with Al Hunter, kind of broke their streak a little bit. How about Texas lost their streak last year? Texas not having anybody drafted. Went 77 years, bam, no more. Have to reload up.
Dodge 3 of 4 on 4th down tonight. 4th and 10, left hash at the Salina 23, moving right to left. 4 wide, 2x2. Bernard takes the shotgun snap. All kinds of time. Throws one up the sideline. McKinney is there in the end zone. Touchdown, Dodge City. The first catch of the night for Daniel McKinney, and it comes on 4th down, a 23-yard line drive pass from Bernard. It's a touchdown, and Dodge has a 22-point third quarter lead.
Boy, tip of the hat to the offensive line, Mike. They had to hold the block. Bernard had a lot of time back there. Looked like he was signing autographs for some people. As he looked around the ball field, Mike, to try to find somebody. Finally, McKinney comes wide open. You and I are standing up here. We're almost pointing to McKinney down here. You got to throw right here. Bam, he finds him, throws a strike right there. A great catch by McKinney. Able to finish that drive off, touchdown.
Daniel McKinney's 11th touchdown reception of the year. And that score on 4th down, capping off a 7-play, 45-yard drive in 4 minutes and 54 seconds. The snap skips back to Bernard. He keeps it, runs up the middle, fumbles the ball at the goal line with a flag down. And now they're going to say he was across the goal line, so the 2-point conversion is good. I don't know that he ever reached the stripe.
Mike, he fumbled the ball, and when he fumbled the ball, he brought the ball back in across the goal line. This is not a good call by the official, in my opinion.
And they can't go back and review it, so the 2-point conversion will stand, but there is a flag down back at the 10-yard line. So hold everything, and Brandon Harold is signaling hold. And
Mike,
if that's the case, they'll redo the point after try.
You brought up Ohio State. What a draft Ohio State had. They had 5 guys drafted in the first 20 overall picks.
One of those guys by my Jets, by the way.
6 in the first round. I would almost say that, you know what, if you go back and look, they might have had 10 guys drafted in this complete draft here through all 7 rounds there. Alabama had 6 drafted, but they had 1 in the first 2 rounds and then 5 selected in the second round. The Big 12, we talk about how big, tough the Big 12 is and what they've got with its 10 teams. They had 7 players selected. Out of all the 10 teams in Big 12, 7 players selected in the first 2 rounds.
What does that say?
Well, that tells me that we're not getting the talent like Ohio State, Alabama, the SEC. You and I have talked about this before. A lot of that talent sits down there, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Texas obviously has got some great talent. Talent to go after down there, but
it was a chop block called against Dodge City, so they'll retry the PAT, which amounts now to a 33-yard field goal for Jared Wood. On the left hash, Bernard will hold. The snap is back. The placement is good. The lace is spun back out. The extra point floats through. An end-over-end kick, and Wood drills it. 4:48 to go here in the third. You almost, because of the penalty, you lose 2 points because of that bad snap that Bernard ended up running into the end zone, so they lose the 2 points, but they convert on the PAT. 4:48 left, third quarter. Law 30, Liberty 7 on Z98. 4:48 left, third quarter. Law 30, Liberty 7, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff for the United Wireless Arena here in Dodge City. Twice here tonight, Salina has reached inside the Dodge 10 and not scored. End-over-end kick floats in the end zone to Ira Autry, who's back there for the injured Barfield, right up the middle to the 20. And he's just outside the hash mark right and brought down by Courtney Sanders and Dwayne Autry at the 23 after a 26-yard return.
Mike, getting back to the Big 12, that there's years, like I said, you just have a lot of talent, that you're going to compete. I'm going to guess here in a couple of years that we'll see that. Did get to see an ex-Garden City Community College player, Lightning is what I would call him, Tyreek Hill, who went on to Oklahoma State, got in some trouble down at Oklahoma State, moved on down, I believe, to Alabama somewhere, got drafted by Kansas City. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see a big defensive tackle, defensive end from Baylor get drafted here in a couple of years, too. That used to be at Garden City Community College also.
Jeremy Falk, Defensive Player of the Year in the JUCO ranks. By the way, for Salina, their last few possessions, missed field goals, safety, turnover on downs on back-to-back sequences. And now they're down 30-7, a 1st and 10 for their own 23, moving left to right on the right hash. Early movement, they didn't see it. There comes the flag now, and they blow it dead. So Dodge City was pointing out that there was movement on the offensive line. This will be a false start against Salina. And put the ball back to the 18-yard line. And you don't need a drive chart to figure this out, but Dodge City's defense playing lights out. But since the touchdown, Ross, missed field goal, interception, another missed field goal that was blocked by Love, a safety on the sack by Quarterman, turnover on downs on back-to-back possessions. 3 times Salina has turned over Dodge City, all in the first half. 0 points to show for it.
Also caught a break, too. Wallace fumbled the ball, but the ball went out and hit the out of bounds. Or we would have been on top of that ball also.
Now 1st and 15 after the false start. Salina right hash moving left to right at their own 18 with trips right. Brissett takes a chest-high snap. Quick drop, slings it left, and it's dropped at the numbers at the 18 by Cassinavoid right off his fingertips. And if Cassinavoid's dropping balls, you know it's a bad night. It's 2nd and 15.
Boy, that is not one that you would ever see Joe Cassinavoid drop because that was right to him. He was turning actually as the ball's coming, Mike, he's turning his body to start facing downfield. Just goes, he had to look up, Mike. See that the yellow shirt's coming, goes right off the fingertips.
Cassadavoy, just to get on the field of Kansas State, played on the defensive side of the ball. He was a quarterback coming out of high school. He's also a standout pitcher, throws a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 2nd and 15, Salina from their own 18. Reset with 4 wide, 2-by-2, back to throw. Under pressure from Quarterman at the numbers, sidearms it left, up the sideline, and again off the fingertips of Cassadavoy at the Dodge City 20-yard line. The one in coverage was Dwayne Autry, the former Salina Bomber, and now it's 3rd and 15.
Well, Mike, I tell you what, when it rains, it pours. We've seen this before. You and I have done a lot of ball games in our lifetime, and boy, Salina fighting injuries. You know, we even talked about the mascot getting hurt at halftime last week where he fell down. Actually just broke his wrist when he fell down, though. But here we go, is that catchable balls by a reliable receiver and can't make the catch.
Reset has misfired on 5 in a row. 3rd and 15, Salina. 2:40 to go in the third, down 30-7. Right hash moving left to right at their own 18. Reset with 3 wide, all to the right, takes the shotgun snap, steps up, throws one right on a line drive off the chest of Trey Walker at the Dodge City 20. Autry and Cashman Thomas have the coverage. That's 6 straight incomplete passes thrown by Reset, and it's 4th and 15.
Mike, give me your thought there on the draft. I mean, there may be a draft that might have surprised you, one of the draft picks that might have surprised you a little bit. Positive or negative?
I'd say the biggest surprise of the draft, as Salina's facing 4th down now, is Paxton Lynch. Denver trading up to get Lynch, and then San Francisco trading back into the 1st round and taking a guard.
Yeah.
When a lot of people thought maybe they would come up and take a quarterback.
You know what? That was a move that I guess you could see coming for Denver. You know, whether trade up and try to get a quarterback or trade with somebody for a quarterback that was already on a team.
47-yard field goal attempt for Giorgetti between the hash marks. Reset will hold. Snap is back. The placement is good. The kick is blocked by Lou Van Green and scooped up on the back end at his own 10 by Cashman Thomas. Breaks the tackle, then another, still on his feet with a flag down. And all that running only gains 4 yards, just inside the numbers right, and finally tackled there by Saunders, and now a 2nd flag comes out. So Giorgetti 0 for 3 on field goals tonight. He's had 2 blocked. He's now 3 of 15 on field goals of 30 yards or more. Now we got to sort out all the penalties.
Wow, Mike, I tell you what, we got a great job. I think Green might have whiffed on it, and that might have been Marcus George. Both of them right there in the vicinity of it, but great job. We're getting great penetration right there, getting these blocks right now.
Now we'll sort out all the penalties. 1:44 to go here in the third, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff from United Wireless Arena in Dodge City. It's been all law. They have scored 23 unanswered points after Salina tied the game at 7 on the Trey Walker rushing touchdown. Walker was just signed this week, the one-time linebacker at K-State. It was a freshman All-American, had high hopes, ended up suffering a season-ending knee injury his junior year, came back, played pretty well as a senior, played a little bit for the Nebraska Danger in the Indoor Football League. Dwayne Autry was called for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the end of that play.
I would assume we're going to be taking a timeout here, Mike, but I could be wrong. Yes, we are.
It was penalties on both sides. It was a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Dodds and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Salina. Autry was the guilty party for Dodge City, and after it's all said and done, they'll put the ball at the 14.
So, Mike, Philadelphia's got a couple quarterbacks there. Might put a little controversy in. I thought the Jets made a good move also, picking up a quarterback, too, on top of that. I mean, I understand that, you got to get a guy signed, but you're letting him know, you know what, you don't want to come up with us. We've got somebody else that we can take care of that, though. I thought that was a pretty good move. I thought Elliott going to Dallas, even though that a lot of people grade that as not that good of a move, getting a running back that early when your defense is terrible.
Yep.
But the thing is, though, I think right now that they look really good. Elliott's a very talented player behind a great offensive line down there at Dallas.
I think the story of the draft is, if you're just tuning in here, 1:44 to go in the third, Dodge City 30, Salina 7. Tunsil, the offensive lineman from Ole Miss, who Baltimore was going to take him at the 6 spot.
Wow.
And then he kept falling because of a video leaked of him with a gas mask on and smoking marijuana.
Big old hookah, a bong.
Yep. And he claims it wasn't him. Then his Instagram account apparently got hacked, and it said he was being paid by the coaches to pay his rent, this, that, and the other. And I'll tell you right now, all of that aside, the Miami Dolphins got the steal of the first round.
I agree, and then you put him with Sue down there. And Sue is, he's not in that leadership role, but the thing is that that's a talented dude also. But, Mike, what I was amazed, when he did take the mask off, and it was Tunsil, how he didn't spill the bong water. Now, I wouldn't know. I mean, I've just only seen pictures of people having bong water in their bongs, and how it didn't spill over the back of his head, that stinky stuff. But I'm saying I wouldn't know that either.
I'll tell you what, it smells like the 60s in here. 1st and 10 law from their own 14 with 1:44 to go in the third, up 30-7.
Bong.
Well, he did it right. It wasn't me. 1st down law at their own 14. Bernard takes a knee-high snap, 2-by-2, throws one left, and it's picked off by Dunbar at the 20. Reversing field to the Dodge City 16, and tackled there by Ricardo Johnson. That's the 3rd interception thrown in this game by Derek Bernard, and Salina has life at the law 17.
I don't know what Bernard's really looking at, Mike. I mean, this is a deal where a defensive player is just standing right in the lane, and he's looking at it all the way. I mean, that is an easy pick. And he had a guy wide open on the short.
Is that Mo Young he was trying to get the ball to?
Wow. Unbelievable.
Dodge City, 3 interceptions and a fumble tonight. So 4 turnovers. They have 19 on the season. That is most in the CIF, and it's not close.
Bernard is a good quarterback, Mike. Like I said, he's made some good choices, but boy, every now and then, like I said, you've just seen that one, especially that one right there. He's just staring where he's going to throw the football.
1:24 to go in the third. Law up 30-7. Salina 1st and 10 now from the Law 17. Left hash moving left to right. Smalls and Cassadavoid split left. Smalls in motion left to right. Hands to Trey Walker, sweeping left. And he is stretched out towards the wall and taken down, twisted down by Ja'Cory Quarterman, his 3rd tackle of the night. At the 16, gain of a yard, it's 2nd down and 9.
Great job there, Mike. If you get a chance, for those who haven't been to a ball game, nice crowd here. Boy, we do a great job. I tell you what, the organization is top-notch, does a great job here. United Wire Center, got great seats. I don't think you can find a bad seat in the house. The burrito bar sitting out there that you can get your pick of some burritos. And then you've, of course, got Pizza Hut, which I love pizza anyway. They've got a couple little stands set up also. Go buy your merchandise. All good.
2nd and 8, Salina from the Dodge 15-yard line. Play action reset. Chased by Green. Jukes him right. Throws across his body to the right sideline to Walker. Makes the catch, line drive on a chest-high grab. And he eludes the first man, Courtney Sanders, and then is pushed out of bounds by Quarterman at the 9-yard line. That's a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Salina. Final 15 seconds of the third. Law up 30-7.
Great job by Racing-Ed, able to get away from a big-time rush right there by Lou Van Green is coming in. And Lou, you know what? Great job there by Lou Van Green. 298 pounds, but Walker makes a nice catch.
Final play of the third quarter on 3rd and short. It's a handoff running to the left, and a rare carry tonight for anybody, but Walker has a 1st down off left guard. At the left hash mark. Now they're going to say short of a 1st down. There's a flag down back at the 9. Looked like he might have got the 1st down. Delaney Dolbard is the one that made the tackle. He only needed 2 yards. And from that vantage point, he gained 3. And now we got to check the penalty. All zeros on the clock here in the third.
Game's moving right along.
If the ball's at the 6, it's a 1st down. So I don't know why they were saying 4th down. It is a 1st down, yeah. So the PA guy announced it wrong, but it is a 1st down. That's the final play of the third. It was an illegal defense on Dodge City, and they declined that. It'll be 1st and goal, Salina at the 5 when we come back. Dodge City 30, Salina 7 on Z98. 3 quarters complete here in Dodge City alongside Ross Miller. Mike Pilosoff, 1st and goal, Salina at the 5-yard line. Now moving from right to left. We're set in the shotgun with a couple of receivers right. Toss sweep right to Walker. Gets the edge, but ran out of running room, ran out of real estate on the far side. Courtney Sanders going sideline to sideline, makes the stop at the 2. That's a gain of 3. It'll be second down and goal.
Nice play by Sanders also over there, number 90. George in on the play too, Mike. Like I said, these are big dudes that get across there. And I just tell you, man, if you haven't been to a DC Law game, this is a talented crew. These guys are very, very good. Going to surprise you because what they have to do here, and they come in here and how hard they play, the heart they put into this, the work they put into this, it's all good.
Sanders, by the way, who made that last tackle, is the produce manager over at Gillen's. Second down and goal, right hash from the 2, was set with twins right, takes the shotgun snap, and the play blown dead. Penalties have been so one-sided tonight. Salina 9 for 83, Dodge 3 for 35.
Procedure.
And a false start against Salina, their 10th penalty of the night. Put the ball back at the 7-yard line, just underway in the 4th, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. Salina has forced 4 turnovers. Their previous 3 resulted in 0 points. Dodge has scored 23 unanswered. And now a second and goal, right hash. Salina moving right to left in the white, blue, and red uniforms at the Dodge 7-yard line. 2 receivers left and right. Reset takes a knee-high snap. Here comes the blitz. Slings one left to the goal line, incomplete. Over the right shoulder pad of Cassinavoid. Delaney Dolbard had the coverage for Dodge. It's third down and goal from the 7.
Just tell it like it is, Mike. Really not a good pass that time by Racing Ed. It's to the outside right there where Cassinavoid had no chance of coming up with that one.
Coming into this game, Salina needed some help, obviously, to get back in the playoff picture. They have that with Omaha, at least at last check. They were losing. And Salina right now, Omaha, if the season ended today, would be in that 3rd playoff spot in the North. Salina needed to win, some help down the stretch. They're not helping their own cause, down 23. Third and goal from the 7. They're set in the pistol, takes the snap. Under some pressure, rolls right. Looks back of the end zone for Walker, just come out of his break. And he extends the arms out on a line drive throw on the back of the end zone, and it's off his chest, incomplete. Dolbard with the coverage, it's 4th and goal.
Wow, touchdown written all over that one, Mike. I tell you what, if you're watching this ball game, Media Services do a great job, multi-camera replay. Mike and Gwen Nelson, Tommy Timmons, also Dennis Schreck. How about Scott Kamunga, Mike Rosner, Ty Wallace, and how about the camera 2 dude? Mike Quaid also on top of this. Man, they do a fantastic job. A lot of work goes into this. People come from afar to knock this out. Great work.
4th and goal, Salina right hash at the Dodge 7. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Reset in the pistol, takes a waist-high snap. Sliding to his left at the numbers, to the 10. Takes off 5, and he scampers into the end zone. Touchdown, Salina. From 7 yards out. Referees will talk about it. Looked like he hit the wall and he pinballed back in. But Reset is in. A 7-yard score for the rookie quarterback. And Salina finally converts in the red zone early 4th quarter.
Smart play by Racing Ed. He's just looking downfield. As he comes around, Mike, he holds the ball up because the defense is coming. So now the defense has got to stay back in that coverage right there. But, man, that's close.
And we just got a good look of it up here. I think they missed that one. Giorgetti on for the extra point. So the touchdown run by Reset caps off a 7-play, 17-yard drive in 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Giorgetti's extra point is good. Lou Van Green nearly blocked that one. 12-17 to play 4th quarter. It's the Law 30. Salina 14. First points for the Liberty since the opening quarter on Z98. Reset capping off that last drive with a 4th down rushing touchdown. It's his 6th score of the year on the ground. And Dodge City, who had scored 23 unanswered, that streak comes to a screeching halt with the touchdown run by Reset. 30-14 Dodge with 12:15 to go in the 4th quarter. McKinney a couple of yards deep in the end zone, up the right side to the 5, reversing field to the 10, up the left sideline, gives a stiff arm right to the face mask of Chris Washington, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 13-yard line after a 15-yard return.
Mike, good kick right there, good coverage. Also, Mike, you know what, we go back to Media Services. When you and I travel around, and we get to go down to Dallas, we get to go down to San Angelo, we've been up to Quad Cities, we've been over to Amarillo and down in Albuquerque. No one does it as good as Media Services. They really do a fantastic job, and I don't know if people really realize what they have here in Dodge City. Then with all the camera operators, Sheck, Timmons, Cominga, Rosner, Mike Wallace, and of course, obviously, probably one of the better camera operators is Quaid. That's why he's running number 2 right now. But Mike and Gwen have done a great job here. I mean, you and I, like I said, we get that advantage, get to turn here and look at the replay. I don't think there's any other place that gives us that opportunity.
It's the VIP section up here.
Yes.
12 minutes to play in the fourth. Law has it back, up 30-14 at their own 14. First and 10, moving left to right on the left hash. Carson and Young left, McKinney and Johnson right. Bernard takes the shotgun snap, fires left, and it's caught by Daniel McKinney. Outside the numbers, scoots forward to the 20 along the sideline. And Brock Long makes the tackle along with Kylan Pierce, who's into the game for the first time. That's a gain of 6. It's 2nd down and 4. McKinney's second catch of the night.
Golden State wins without Curry. Houston looks like a dysfunctional team to me, Mike. Just a team, I mean, it's got talent, just a team that can put things together.
And how about San Antonio up by 33 last check on Oklahoma City in game 1. 2nd and 4, left hash dodge at their own 20, moving left to right, 2 by 2. Bernard takes the shotgun snap over the middle on a blitz. He hits Carson inside the 10, and he races down to the 5-yard line. Long came free on a blitz. There was a massive void in the middle of the field, so Carson caught it, turned upfield, and he's tackled at the Salina 4, but that's a catch and run. 26 yards at a Dodge City first down.
Nice play by Bernard. Gets it to Carson, and what you like about Carson, catch the ball first and take off with it. Always make sure that you get it first and go. Then he just turns on the jets, Mike, and really had 3 guys there that had the angle on him, able to catch up with him and bring him down. A nice play.
Autry has 2 interceptions in this game, made the stop. First and goal, Dodge City from the 4-yard line. Young right with 2 receivers left. The jet sweep, handoff to McKinney. Goes right, leaps into the end zone. Touchdown, up the numbers. Did a somersault across the goal line. And he leaped right past Brock Long. 4-yard rushing touchdown for Daniel McKinney. And the Law has blown it open early in the fourth on 36-14.
Mike, I like that play right there. Just that little sweep come across there, bam, with just a little quick hitter with the handoff too, and then you got the line, the blocking that's sitting there helping you to get into the end zone there. McKinney, a tough dude to keep out of that end zone once he sniffs it.
Last time these 2 teams played, it was a 5-turnover implosion, 4 interceptions thrown by Bernard. Now, he's thrown 3 tonight. Dodge has turned it over 4 times, but Salina has only scored on 1 of those 4 turnovers. Woods' extra point is perfect. 10:13 to play in the fourth quarter. And Dodge City extends the lead, 37-14. Daniel McKinney, a rushing touchdown on Z98. 10:13 to play fourth quarter alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. Salina's defense, which was so good early in the season, has really fallen off. 6th in total yards allowed, so right in the middle of the pack. And they have been dominated by Dodge City here tonight, down 37-14. Barfield is back in up the right sideline a couple of yards deep, and he returns the ensuing kickoff out near the 15-yard line before he is wrestled to the ground by Ricardo Johnson at the 17-yard line, an 18-yard return, and that's where Salina will start down by 23.
Mike, understand this, that OK City just went through a brutal first-round competition against Dallas. San Antonio's been sitting back, had their feet up, kind of hanging easy, taking a little bit easy, and got to enjoy themselves for a while, let the feet rest and the knees rest a little bit. And then all of a sudden, OK City goes into San Antonio, and San Antonio is good, telling them, "Hey, buddy, not in our house." Now, you might be able to catch us down at their place. If you get that opportunity, you can go to that football game on Friday night. Basketball game on Friday night.
All you got to do is win 1 over there. 1st and 10, Salina from their own 16. Reset in the pistol. Takes a knee-high snap. Quick drop. Lobs it down the middle. Has a man. It's Ed Smith. He's got it for a touchdown as he watched it come in over his shoulder. Beat E.J. Johnson for a 34-yard score. There is a flag down behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be on Dodge City, and Salina scores on back-to-back possessions.
Wow, and I tell you what, they just loaded that one up, single-man coverage, just headed right downfield, and that's a great pass by Ray Smith that time, Mike. He just lobbed that out there. You got to get out there, and you got to make sure that your guy is not going to slow up and have to come back for the ball. Just stayed in that straight speed right there by Smith. Nice play.
Legal defense against Dodge City. But a perfect pass. We're watching it on the replay. Right over the shoulder pad. And out of any throw that Reset has tossed in the 2 games against Dodge City, that was his most impressive. Giorgetti on for the extra point. So Reset just threw his 16th touchdown pass of the year. Now a flag comes out on the PAT.
That's going to be interesting here, Mike, too, because they're claiming that we had a guy flinch or getting down there. I think it might have been George that they're claiming that George might have just moved a little bit to draw the offense off, but the official said no.
9:44 to go, 37-20.
Oh, they did.
And they called it on Quarterman.
Good.
Put the ball at the 1. He and Reset exchanging some words. Now both were teammates when Quarterman started the year in Salina. Quarterman spent his first 2 years with this franchise here in Dodge City. Now they will kick the PAT from the 1-yard line. 9:44 to go. This could make it a 2-score and 2-point conversion game. Giorgetti's extra point hits the right upright. Lou Van Green came in off the edge to disrupt it. And the extra point, no good. So now it's a 3-score game. How big was that miss by Giorgetti?
Wow, Mike. Lou Van Green is a big dude, but man, I tell you what, he is coming in there hard and just can't quite get there. But man, I tell you what, he's going to be an intimidation factor when you're trying to sit there, line up as a kicker and try to kick that, knowing that this big dude's come flying in there.
9:44 to go in the 4th. Law 37, Liberty 20 on Z98. 9:44 to go here in this 4th quarter alongside Ross Miller. Salina cutting into that Law lead. It's 37-20 on Reset's 16th touchdown pass of the year, but the extra point following an offside penalty against Dodge City. Doinked off the right upright by Giorgetti. That was his 9th missed PAT of the season. And now Cashman Thomas and Daniel McKinney will drop back deep. Thomas averaging 15 yards per return this season. We have not seen Carson a lot in that role since the ankle injury in week 1. Dodge City had built their largest lead, 30-7. After scoring 23 unanswered points, Salina had forced 3 turnovers in that first half, didn't score on any of them, had 0 total yards in the second quarter. Finally, after Dunbar's interception of Bernard, the 3rd throw of the night by the rookie QB, they finally scored. Now the end-over-end kick by Giorgetti, a couple of yards deep in the end zone. It's Cashman Thomas, right side numbers 5, going left to the 10. He is hit there by Collins, chest high, did a bear hug. And then Thomas kept going as he zigzags back right between the hash marks of the 11. But a 14-yard return for Cashman Thomas.
A lot of time in this ball game, Mike.
And we've seen it.
And we
Score
know
a lot
about
of points.
And we know about Salina. This is a team that you do not want to lay down for and thinking the game is over.
Coming into tonight, gave you the stat earlier that Salina has led at the half or later in 5 of their 7 games. But the only win out of that, well, they have 2 wins, one of those being Dodge City. The other one was in overtime against Chicago, where they actually blew the lead late and then won it on a game-sealing pick in the extra session, but they lost against Omaha in a game that Josh Floyd drove him down the field, and then James Kozlowski drilled a game-winning 35-yarder. So Salina's been in a lot of these games. They have not been able to finish, and Eric Clayton, their head coach, says we are just not executing down the stretch. 1st and 10 Law from their own 11. Bernard in the gun, hands for Carson with a stutter step to his left, and he is eaten alive back there by Walker, and then Brock Long finishes him up. Waist-high tackle back inside the 10. It's a loss of 2 to the 9. It's 2nd down and 12.
Like I said, Mike, you know that Salina's guessing right now. I said, well, listen, they're probably going to try to run the ball. Going to take some time off. That's all that Scott did. I mean, Brock Long just comes right in and just fills the gap. Carson comes to a complete stop, tries to pop to the outside. As long as you're in that stop mode, you know the defense is rallying towards you. You've got to get that thing lit up and get going again.
Brock Long came in with a team best 55 tackles. That's his 4th for loss this season. 2nd and 12, Law left hash. At their own 9, up 37-20. 2-by-2. Bernard takes the shotgun snap. A sidearm throw right. Caught by Brandon Vincent on the hands. And he breaks one tackle of Washington. And then Talon Pierce brings him down at the 19. That's a gain of 10 and now a 3rd and 2.
Little sidearm passes right there. But I tell you what, I guarantee that at number 44, Washington, 6'3", 230 from Bethany, his eyes lit up just a little bit, Mike, thinking, oh, that ball's coming right toward me. But a nice job there by Vincent to go get that ball.
Washington played his high school ball at the Colony in Texas, an all-KCAC first-teamer from Bethany, as you mentioned. 3rd and 2, right hash Dodge at their own 19, moving left to right. Carson and Johnson left, McKinney, Vincent right. Bernard, right foot in front of his left, takes the snap, fires over the middle, bobbled and caught by Carson, who then just fell down right at midfield. That was a laser from Derek Bernard, and it gains 5 yards on 3rd down and 2.
Nice play right there because Mike, chess game, so you're sitting there trying to go, okay, what's he's going to do? This is what I'm going to do. What we did was that we're going to go on a little pass route. Well, they're guessing, okay, they're going to go pass the ball here instead of try to run this. We're going to bring a linebacker, we're going to bring Long right up the middle. Carson goes, sets up right where Long was. Bam, there's the pass. Great concentration by Carson, able to grab that ball and hold on to it while he's being tackled.
Dodge City 3 of 9 now on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 3 in the second half. 1st and 10 Law up 37-20 with 7:10 to go. Right hash moving left to right at their own 24. 2 receivers, left, 1 right. Bernard takes the shotgun snap, throws 1 right, but out of the outstretched arms of Ricardo Johnson at the Salina 20, up along the boards. Justice Scales, who victimized Bernard in the first meeting with an end zone interception, was in coverage. It's 2nd and 10.
Boy, Mike, I tell you, talk about the Miami Heat, big team that you like right there. But you know what? Charlotte gets one because they hit threes in the first half and couldn't deny that. But then Miami turns around, goes right back into Charlotte, grabs a hold of it. I'm going to say this, grabs a hold of that, wins that ball game. Now I think they're set up to win at home.
Vintage Dwayne Wade in the final 2 minutes of that game yesterday. So game 7 now tomorrow in South Beach. 2nd and 10, Law. Right hash moving left to right at their own 24. Johnson right, McKinney and Vincent left. Bernard takes the shotgun snap, play action. 3-man rush at the numbers right. Rolls back left, still under pressure, eludes a sack, flags flying all over the place, and then slings one back right at the numbers for Carson. And it's through his hands, incomplete. Long had the coverage. Now we'll check the penalty.
Basically going to be a good tackle that time by Christian Tisaga. He comes back there to help his quarterback, but he comes back from behind him also, Mike. Like I said, he just basically tackles him right there. An easy call there by the official.
Well, he had to save his quarterback. Hit it right on the head.
Mike, give me a kind of a thought for MVP. I'm thinking defense.
Yeah, it's got to be defense. The offense has kind of sputtered at times tonight. Maybe Quarterman.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good selection, by the way.
Quarterman had the big sack in his first official game back with Dodge City. Quarterman tonight, 4 tackles, a sack, 1.5 TFLs. Now the holding penalty puts the ball back at the 14, so now it's 2nd down and 20. That last penalty on Dodge City was their 5th for 46. They went basically the first 28 minutes of this game without a penalty.
But, Mike, I thought Quarterman really kind of set the tone of the ball game, even though that we're going down there scoring, and they came down in that their first time scored also. But I thought really Quarterman kind of started setting the pace there with this defense.
2nd and 20, Law from their own 14. Bernard under pressure again, was wrapped up around the ankles and still got rid of it up the sideline left. Caught by McKinney. Trey Walker looked like he had a sack. And instead, McKinney scoops up a low throw at the 15 along the sideline. All of that gains a yard. Now it's 3rd down and 19.
Okay, so Walker comes out here and decides to kick the ball on an extra point, then we might think about MVP for him. But there's a guy that has run the ball. He has caught the ball. Now he's made a tackle on defense also.
He's all over the place.
Almost a tackle on defense.
Brock Long had the tackle on the back end. So now 3rd down and 19. 5 minutes to play in the 4th. Dodge City 37, Salina 20. Dodge City moving left to right at their own 15 on the left hash. Brandon Vincent comes to the near side right. Vincent tonight, 3 catches for 49. He's one of 6 different receivers with a catch tonight. Now we have a timeout on the field.
Just chewed some clock right there, Mike.
Dodge City uses their first timeout. If you're just tuning in, A lot of different storylines in this game. Well, first off, Keon Wallace, the former Dodge City quarterback, inked this week with Salina after being released by Sean Ponder. Didn't do anything wrong. It just, he wasn't going to get on the field, so Ponder gave him the opportunity. He hasn't played much. He played in the first half, was sacked in the end zone for a safety by Ja'Cory Quarterman, the one-time Salina Liberty earlier this season. The game was tied at 7. Dodge then scored 23 in a row. Salina had forced 3 turnovers in the second quarter. They didn't score on any of them. The other stat to keep in mind is that Dodge City held Salina without a single yard in that second quarter. And right now they have a 37-20 lead. Bernard has thrown the 3 interceptions. Dodge City has turned it over 4 times, but only one of those giveaways has turned into Salina points.
And the defense has just been that strong now. It's been fun to watch this unit working.
3rd and 19, Dodge left hash for their own 15, moving left to right. Bernard 16 of 28 for 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 picks. Has been sacked once and has ran it 7 times for 19. Carson coming off the 88-yard game against Duke City. 10 carries for 30 and a score. Bernard under center, Carson deep in a one-back set. Then the play is blown dead as Bernard bumbled the snap. Now Salina just burned their first timeout with 4:51 to go.
Okay, Mike, and so now we talked a little bit about the NBA, and you know what, Luke Walton was 39-4 this season. 39-4 now. He's going to go back to LA. Spent 9 years there at LA. I think maybe won 2 championships there at LA. Going to be the head coach after the season's over with. See if he's going to be able to carry back some of this back to LA. LA's in shambles, in my opinion. Try to keep Russell there. I would think that's one thing. You got to make that connection with Russell. They're going to be $60 million for the spending cap. So, but I hope that this is just going to be a process. Because you got to give him his chance, give him his due, give him 3, 4, 5 years. We'll see.
Luke Walton, 36 years old, Golden State Warriors assistant coach, and I got news for him. He signed a 5-year, $25 million deal. He doesn't have Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. The Lakers are in such disarray, as you mentioned. They have become the laughingstock of the NBA. And I know that's your Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, between them and Philadelphia. But, man, Mike, I think they're just so deep right now in the hole. That's going to take a big-time ladder, big ladder to get out of that.
3rd and 19, Dodge from their own 15. Hands to Carson does Bernard, running left, and he is pulverized behind the line by Chris Washington. His 4th tackle this season for loss. That is a negative play of 3 yards, and now it's 4th and 22.
I'm assuming we're bringing Wood out here.
Yeah, you'd rather miss a field goal than give Salina a scoring chance. And remember the missed extra point, because this would have been a 2-score game, but a missed extra point by Giorgetti following an offsides penalty on Marquise George on the PAT attempt that actually gave him a yard. They moved the ball from the 2 to the 1. And the offense is going to stay on the field for Dodge City.
And maybe we just run some time, call timeout.
Clock running at 4:04. Bernard takes the snap on 4th and 22 from his own 12. Wants the bomb down the middle for McKinney. He's got it. Tumbles across the goal line on a post. Touchdown Dodge City as he beat Barfield. What a throw from Bernard. That goes for 38 yards. There's your exclamation point.
Mike, I'm going to use this term, and I'm going to use H-A-I-L when I say this, but that was a hell of a play. What a great throw. And honestly, what a fantastic catch by McKinney. I mean, he took a hard hit when he took that catch right there, Mike. Had to stretch out for it. You know the padding that's underneath this field out here. Of course, it's about 8-inch concrete. You know, that gives them a lot, though. But that was a great throw. Great catch. It's one of those deals that I was going to go, now why are we throwing the football here? I knew that you knew that we ought to be throwing the football. I was kind of thinking, how come we're not kicking the football here? But that's why I'm here, and that's why Ponder gets to ride on the bus and get to listen to me make a fool of myself as he heads down the Dallas.
And that happens quite often.
Yes.
Extra point by Wood is no good as he pushed that one to the right. But the play on 4th down, we talked about maybe coming out kicking a field goal. They said, well, field goal's not going to do us anything here. And in a game where, again, you have the margin for error because of the missed extra point, they go up top, and Bernard throws a bullet. 43-20 Dodge City with 3:54 to go on Z98. Oh! 3:53 to go here in the 4th. Barfield receives the ensuing kickoff with his team down 43-20, 8 yards deep in the end zone. Up the right side numbers, and he is twisted down by Dwayne Autry. And Ricardo Johnson at the 19-yard line after a 27-yard return. But Daniel McKinney's touchdown reception from 38 yards, putting the fork officially into this one.
Wow. I mean, that was a big-time play, Mike. I mean, I don't know if really people can appreciate what really went into that play right there. First, you got to have the blocking, get a good snap, have the blocking, and then you run a streak right down the line. You got to have a quarterback that's going to throw it and able to throw it and put it in the vicinity on a guy running dead straight toward the end zone. Then locate the ball, reach up and grab it while you know you're going to be hitting nothing but concrete, and hold on to it. Nice play.
McKinney, by the way, 2 touchdown receptions tonight, 12 for the year. Reset wants the bomb down the middle on 1st down. And he was looking for Ed Smith. Basically the same play that went for a touchdown the last time. This time, Dwayne Autry was with him step for step, but it's incomplete in the end zone. And 2nd and 10, Salina from their own 19 with Dodge City up 43-20.
If that's such an easy play. And I know Ponder, man. Ponder, after the play was over, he's looking up to the crowd, you know, like, hey, man, yeah, I called that, baby. That's such an easy play, Mike. Why don't we do it every single time? Yeah. Every time. He just tossed the ball like, I mean, that was just a spectacular play.
2nd and 10, Salina from their own 19. A 2-by-2 reset, retreats, and the shotgun throws one left, spirals it out of bounds. Incomplete. Luvan Green and Marquise George had the coverage. It was intended for Ricardo Johnson at the Salina 20. Corey Stamps had the coverage, and now it's 3rd and 10, Salina.
And see, you know, you talk about tendencies, doing chest play, stuff like that. Well, obviously, the yellow shirts here know that they've got to score and score quickly. So we're able to bring guys right up the field. Go ahead and stunt Quarterman, bring him in also. Put some pressure on the quarterback because he's trying to look deep.
And I meant Ed Smith, not Ricardo Johnson. 3rd and 10, Salina from their own 19. Reset under pressure, rolls to the sideline left. And he is smashed into the wall by Love. They don't blow it dead. Reset takes off running down the sideline. And they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 21-yard line after a gain of 2 with 2:04 remaining in the clock running. And now it's going to be 4th down and 8.
I think the lineman over there was part of that tackle right there. He's touching the out-of-bounds line. When they come over, made this little push right there, bang.
Harold Love in on that last stop for Dodge City. Love has a rushing touchdown tonight. 4 tackles, 1 for loss, and a 1-yard plunge. I want to see Harold Love do a cannonball. What do you think?
Wow. Still haven't come up with a name for him, Mike. I think I'll call him, you know, I was talking about that little Beatles song, Love, Love Me Do. Starting to like that one a little bit better.
4th and 8, Salina for their own 21. Reset with 4 to the right. Back to throw. Throws across his body from the right side numbers to the left side. A jump ball, and it's picked off at the goal line by Dobard. Up the sideline left, 10 to the 15-yard line. And Cassadavoy brings him down there. And for Reset, his 2nd pick of the night. Delaney Dobard's 3rd of the season, and Dodge City putting this one on ice with 1:12 to play.
Well, Mike, and that's a tough one right there. You got Walker. I believe that was Smith or Walker down the field. That was Walker, I believe. Just mistimed his jump was all. Just not used to that wide receiver position yet. Went up for it and actually just mistimed it. Ball goes right over the top of him. Bang, right there's the interception. Wrap it up. And Mike, I'm going to say this is a good win for the DC Law, because you couldn't be looking down the road for the Revolution when it's going to set up a huge South Conference game next Saturday down in Allen, Texas. This is a big win for DC Law.
14-yard interception returned by Dobard, who was another former Salina player victimizing his old team. Dobard had an interception in the end zone the last time these two teams played on April 9th. Dodge 43, Salina 20 with a minute to go, and that'll bring us to the minute warning. 1 minute straight on to go. Law 43, Liberty 20. Dodge City can run out the clock when we come back on Z98. 1 minute to play in the fourth alongside Ross Miller, Mike Kilosoff. Dodge City with a 43-20 lead. Dobard's interception. And now Dodge has it at their own 15. Moving left to right on the left hash. Bernard in the shotgun, 2 by 2. And for the first time in more than a month, Willie Jackson is on the field. They were going to run the jet sweep with him, running from left to right, but a play blown dead. False start against Dodge City.
And Mike, where were we at that offense gets a penalty and the clock continued to run?
That was in Salina.
That was in Salina, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Salina in that last meeting on April 9th.
And I think that, I want to tell you, Mike, White Hat and Sean Ponder were just talking about it. Sean was just pointing up to the clock up there. Why not?
Well, the reason we bring that up, Dodge City was down 17 of the fourth quarter in the first meeting, came all the way back to pull it to within 7. And then Salina somehow magically ran out the last 5 minutes and 30 seconds of the clock, including a couple of gaffes in the final minute as far as penalties. Jackson on a jet sweep right, breaks a tackle, then another, cuts back left to the left side numbers across the 20. And Willie Jackson's first carry in a month. And he's got first down yardage. Brock Long took his helmet right to the sternum of Jackson. That's a gain of 12 to the 22. And excuse me, it's not a first down because of the penalties. So now it's second down and 3.
Nice job by the defense, Mike. And I'm just saying this, even though after a long game like that, had several shots, but just couldn't really wrap it up. And 2 guys go right into the wall, still trying to make it stop on this play.
So Salina, again, everything was set up for them, at least early on. Omaha, I don't know if I have a score on that one as of now, but Omaha was losing in their game earlier. They were down 20-10. I don't have a score on that now, but the reason I bring that up is because Omaha is in that third and final playoff spot in the CIF North, and Salina at 2-5 is trying to catch them. On a second down and 3, it's Willie Jackson going right. He's got a first down off right guard. And he steamrolls into plus territory before Chris Washington twists him down outside the numbers right at the Salina 20-yard line. That's a first down run for Willie Jackson, gain of 8. And the clock with 39 seconds to go. Unless they said he was out of bounds, they're going to move the sticks and keep the clock rolling. Dodge City with the win. Ross will go to 6-2, keep pace with Texas, who won yesterday over Duke City, an injury-ravaged Duke City team who lost their starting quarterback. So now the matchup all set next week at the Allen Event Center between 7-1 Texas and 6-2 Dodge. First and 10, Dodge City from the plus 20. It's a handoff to Willie Jackson, who started left and then countered back right. And Washington rips him down at the 18-yard line after a gain of 2. They will not have to run another play. And Dodge City serves up a little payback at home after really an embarrassing loss at Salina. They come back home 3 weeks later, and they beat the Liberty 43-20.
Hey, you know what? We've been very, very lucky, Mike. I said we played a good game right here. And able to wrap it up, and this is exactly what we needed to knock this off too. This is a big, big win for us. On top of that, Texas next week. Don't forget, we got to go to Amarillo. Amarillo has stumbled a little bit also.
Amarillo got hammered by San Angelo, and probably the surprise of the season. This one is in the history books. Final score, Dodge City 43, Salina 20. Your postgame show is next on Z98.